everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Fourtress of, a podcast about movies and TV shows and video games and lots of pop culture and nerd things. My name is Oscar. I'll be one of your hosts today, and with me, per usual, are two of your other hosts. We have Brian and Devin here today with us. Hello, hello.
What is up?
It felt weird for you to call me by my government, but it made me like cringed a little. I was like,
What else have I ever called you?
That's my name? Is that what it sounds
what's
like
your
out loud?
non-government name? What'd your non-government name be?
Little Dick Dan.
Sonic.
Little Dick Dan.
That's what they call me in the streets.
I'm going to the courthouse right now. You gotta change
It's
it
your
up.
boy. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. Yeah, how you guys doing? It's a long weekend, holiday-ish weekend, I guess, but we're recording later, but that's because there was so much news that happening this weekend that we'll get into.
Oh, yeah.
We had to cover a lot.
Yeah, lots to get into. Mostly Star Wars. I think Disney Plus just runs our entire lives right now.
Basically, it's surprising how it's still not a monopoly technically, but whatever.
Thank God it is $2.99 on my Hulu.
Every time they start a new show, I'm always like, wait, that's starting now? Like it already started? Like Obi-Wan.
Right.
I was like, wait, those episodes are already out? Like
Obi-Wan's already out.
I feel, for some reason I thought it was gonna be like October, and then it's just it's here. It's like, what?
We just finished fucking Boba Fett. Like I felt like.
Yeah. And like, I think whenever Obi-Wan finishes, I'm going to have maybe a week before something else starts. Like, and I have to watch that too. It's like, what? Like, they just have it rolling, man. They got like a schedule.
I mean, you're right. She-Hulk is going to be
Yeah, they've got that timing down. Just like it's like one after the other now.
They're like, you are never going to cancel this membership. All right. You are never, ever going to cancel.
No. That mouse has got you.
At least it's not Netflix. And that charging me $30 a day to watch the worst movie you've ever seen before in your life.
I know. They're having their own issues. But with that, because we got a lot to talk about, shall we get into our first segment of the week?
Oh yeah,
let's do it.
News talk.
But first, listeners, if there's anything you want to listen to in particular, check all the time codes for all that stuff and also the spoiler tags and stuff like that, just in case. So first things first. We got a new trailer for Thor: Love and Thunder. This seems like weeks ago that this trailer came out, considering all the Star Wars stuff that happened. But this did happen this week. And we got one of the big things is we got our first look at Christian Bale's Gore the God Butcher, and he looks pretty terrifying.
I've seen some discourse about his appearance. I know you and I talked about it the other day about how he's supposed to look more akin to some other characters, a little more squiddy.
Yeah, he looks like a squid in the comic.
I saw a couple people did like some mock-ups of what they think he should have looked like instead, and to make him more comic book accurate. I'm gonna say now I don't care. I'm also not a huge comic book fan, so I can't be that kind of person and be like, well, actually, but you know,
I also appreciate because like if you're getting a person like Christian Bale, I feel like he does a better performance when he's in his own skin and
you can see
he's
him.
not a big weird CGI squid monster guy, you know. I think he'll be able to do some more acting stuff.
That's fair.
and it looks like he is because they're doing a lot of practical-ish looking stuff. I'm sure there's like a CGI like layer to him in some kind of capacity with some of that stuff. But like there's clearly two different versions of him, like post and pre goo, black goo. Yeah, and then it looks good. Like he looks pretty gross.
And that's an interesting thing too, with Gore's character, because isn't he supposed to be another person that's been affected by the symbiote?
Yeah, so he has a symbiote sword. The sword is an actual symbiote.
But we haven't actually introduced the symbiote in this Marvel universe yet.
I don't think they're gonna do it.
Because Homeboy, Venom hasn't existed yet in this timeline or this
and
universe.
I don't know if they have the rights to that.
So it's gotta be goo.
But at the end of the last Spider-Man movie, like one little piece got off.
Right.
I don't know.
Right, but then it would also then be weird to be like that little piece is on Earth, but then this whole dude's got a whole system of it, you know, in a different universe or a different planet or whatever. But I mean, it could be another way for them to also introduce symbiotes, but it'd just be kind of weird to do that in a Thor movie.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know, they love to do that in enwrapment, that in whole web, the web of lies.
I think I'm kind of curious how he's going to fit in, because like from the first trailer and most of this trailer too, it looks like it's going to be a very goofy movie. Like it's going to be very much in the Ragnarok kind of energy. And so bringing in this like super dark, like kind of like, you know, very serious kind of villain. Like I wonder what that dynamic is going to be like. Cause like Christian Bale doesn't really feel like
he does not feel goofy.
He doesn't feel like, cause like Hela in the last one, right? Ragnarok, like even she was kind of quipping and kind of like messing around, like kind of joking around and stuff, even though she was like, you know, causing genocide. But it's like, but like Gore just seems very like, it seems like we're gonna be laughing at something Thor did, and then the next scene Cole comes in and like, oh, like, well, now it's serious. Like, I don't know.
Right.
Curious to see how it'll go.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they strike that balance for sure.
That and Chris Hemsworth looks too damn big. That dude looks like a literal god in this. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, he made that workout app, so now he has to, in order to, make that look good, he has to make sure he looks the best always.
Right.
Because workout app is weird. It was like calisthenics or some shit. And it's like, bro, you don't do calisthenics. You lift heavy ass weight. Like, you don't get big like that from doing some fucking, I don't know, weird bridges and shit on your floor in your kitchen.
Yeah.
I get it. He's been bulking up for that Hulk Hogan movie he's about to be doing soonish.
Oh, really?
But like, yeah.
How tall is Chris Hemsworth? Is he pretty tall? Because that man is,
I think he's probably like 6'3", 6'4".
Damn.
He's a big dude.
To get that thick and be that tall, that's a lot of work. You have to put on a decent amount of weight to get that kind of muscle.
Yeah, he'd be eating nonstop every minute.
Like if
sounds
he was like
miserable.
5'9", like it'd be okay. It makes sense.
Yeah.
To get that.
He's just eating protein bars and cottage cheese all day long. I think he does look the biggest he's looked of any Thor character, like of any Thor iteration so far.
And like he looked big in Ragnarok, but like he somehow, I don't know how he keeps up in the ante.
Yeah.
You got Terry Crews on his side helping him eat that food. Hell yeah, brother.
We also get a quick glimpse of Russell Crowe's Zeus, which I don't know if any of you guys saw this, but Russell Crowe's like actual Instagram account changed his Twitter photo to him as Zeus.
Really?
That's kind of cool.
Which I thought was quite hilarious.
Yeah.
That is funny. It's gonna be weird just casually bringing in all the Greek gods. It's like, yeah, they're all here now.
Yeah.
Marvel loves their gods, and they're apparently it's made canon that they're all there, all of them.
I do wonder if they're bringing a lot of these in to just immediately kill them.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Because if Gore doesn't kill at least like 3 gods, it's like, what?
What's
Come
the
on,
point?
you can't call yourself the God Butcher and not kill at least 3 gods.
I want him to kill different kind of gods. I want him to kill not just like Greek and Norse
Oh,
gods.
yeah.
I want him to kill not the Wakanda god. None of that. Don't do none of that. But
That would be I mean, I bet
kill
you
somebody
he might
from
kill
Moon Knight.
some Egyptian god who
Oh,
might go
that'd be
down.
cool. That'd be really cool. Well, but I mean, it looks too easy for Gore. If freaking Ethan Hawke walking on glass in glass slippers can kill you as gods, like I don't think that's going to be a challenge for Gore, the God Butcher.
I don't know, but it looks good. I'm super jazzed for this.
I'm wondering what like kind of deep fake they're doing to us right now with like, because I remember in the Ragnarok trailer, the scene of Loki like fighting on the light bridge was in the trailer. It was like some Nordic background, and it looked like it was on Asgard. So I'm thinking that the scene where he meets Natalie Portman or Jane Foster, I think it looks like they're on Earth. There's like cars and stuff. I'm thinking that scene is going to be somewhere else, like somewhere different. But I don't know. Some of these scenes are going to be somewhere else because they always deep fake us in the trailer and like to throw us off.
That's so much work.
His butt. I think they'll definitely show his butt in the movie. It's not going to be a blur.
And he got good ass, dude. That man got a good butt.
That's the galaxy's ass. That's Asgard's ass. This is Asgard's ass.
There it is. And then just I guess one last thing, Natalie Portman looks fucking so good. So she's so jacked.
Right.
Yeah,
Natalie Portman, because she's pretty short. She's like thick right now. She's always pretty small.
She definitely worked out.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm just excited Mjolnir's going to be back. I'm excited she's going to have it. I don't know how she reforged it. I'm excited. Love it.
I was
Can't
worried when I first saw it because I didn't know, because I knew eventually that the torch, the passing, whatever, she was going to end up being Thor. But I was like, I wasn't seeing it with Natalie Portman. They're starting to sell me.
Right?
They're selling me with it. So
Mm-hmm.
Doing a good job.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Next, we got a first teaser trailer for the next Mission Impossible, which they call Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Y'all still make those movies? God
Man, those
damn.
movies are damn good. That last one might be my favorite.
Really?
Which is funny because it's the 6th one.
Jeez.
Which one's the one with Army not Army Hammer? The
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. Which one was that?
Hammer.
That was the 6th one. That was, in my opinion, is probably the
I
best.
should have
one.
watched that. I kind of I need to see Henry Cavill as a villain. It just doesn't make sense to
It's
me.
great.
I can't wrap my
I think
mind
he had a
around
mustache in that, didn't he? He had a big old
Yeah,
mustache.
he had that cop
Dude,
mustache.
he had a good looking. That was the infamous Justice League mustache.
Yep.
But Henry Cavill could wear any facial hair. I think he'd be fine.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
He's a pretty man. He
very
looks like
pretty man.
perfection. That's also America's ass.
But yeah, this one, I mean, I'm assuming that like this is the end of Mission Impossible with these Part 1 and Part 2, I would imagine. So I'm hoping that means they're up in the ante. I mean, yeah, who knows? Who knows?
For now.
Tom Cruise is getting up there in age, so I don't
Yes,
know how much more
very
running
sure.
he can do, but he's running in this trailer like usual still.
Yep, a 5-minute shot, a 5-minute uncut, uninterrupted shot of Tom Cruise
I want
running.
the last movie to just be 2 hours of him running.
Just running multiple miles.
Just running through like the streets of Monaco or something, just like, just uninterrupted.
He's just
like,
running, and it's like cutting from different countries, and he's just still running.
It's like, man, this guy can really sprint. Like, he's got a good time. What's his mile time?
Is that not just what Mission Impossible is? It's just him running with some shaky cam and some explosions every once in a while?
Basically.
Oh my god.
We also get a glimpse of what is next. I like to call the next way Tom Cruise is trying to kill himself, which is he drives a motorcycle off a cliff with like a parachute. So I bet you he really did that. I would not be surprised if he actually did that in real life.
There's no stunt double, no CGI.
They do have a parachute, right? Because the trailer ends that where the motorcycle just goes off and and he just gets farther and farther away from the motorcycle.
Little do we know, Tom Cruise actually isn't alive anymore, and that was the last shot of the movie.
The commitment to the bit, man. Gotta love it.
Just cut the trailer like it's nothing. Like, what? Like, just yeet it off a cliff.
He really died in this movie for it to get a 76% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, honestly, for Mission Impossible standards, that's not great for Mission Impossible standards. Kind of like, he had a parachute. Like, all right, come on, bro. Like,
I was about to say, in the fourth one, didn't that man like hijack a plane or something? Wasn't the plane like going through the highway and like going under the fucking bridges and shit? Like,
yeah, I don't know how they keep up in the ante. How they're gonna manage it.
Flying a hind D in traffic.
I thought it was fun in I can't remember, fourth one, I guess, where he was climbing the Burj Khalifa. That was pretty cool.
That was cool. That's probably like either still my favorite or very tied with the sixth one.
Okay.
That one was solid. But yeah, that comes out next year, so that's not even coming out till July of 2023. I guess next let's try to get through as much of this Star Wars Celebration 2022 as we can. And maybe slight spoilers for any of this Star Wars previous seasons of these shows or theories like that. So just be aware of that. We'll do our best to put some time codes in there, obviously, but just be aware of that. There might be some slight spoilers. So yeah, I guess starting with the Andor teaser trailer that they showed off. I'm excited for the show, but I'm also like, I still hope that his character is like a bad guy, because at the very beginning of Rogue One, he straight up murders someone.
Hey man, whatever it takes.
Which is that's what I'm saying. Like, I hope that they don't turn him into like he's actually a good guy.
A reluctant
like, he
hero.
should yeah, I want him to be that dude who murdered someone in the beginning of Rogue One by the end of this show, type of thing.
I don't know, Oscar. I mean, where else have we seen a very cool anti-hero that was had a Disney Plus show and then instantly became not that at all? We haven't seen that yet, so we're probably good.
They've been doing a lot of Disney-fying, even more so than I think even George Lucas was thinking of doing with Star Wars lately. So I completely see it going exactly the way you don't want it to go with this.
It's gonna be really funny when like Cassian Andor has to like kill a stormtrooper. Somebody's like, you know what? Actually, like, it's not his fault. Let me help him up. And then he like helps him get up and like takes him to his ship. And he's like, you know what, buddy? Good luck on the other side.
Right. I do like that throughout the trailer, and they've already talked about it during the whole weekend, that this is the first Disney Plus show that doesn't use the stagecraft, like the volume stuff, and it's like actual like more traditional filming, which is I think why it's probably going to look the best out of all of these Disney Plus shows. Right. So I like that a lot. And then I like the dude with the cool drum solo at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't know what he's doing, but I kind of just want him to go wailing on that thing.
Definitely works for a trailer. I just think that like, I think it'll be very exciting to go back to this era, because that's what I really enjoyed about Rogue One, was like the kind of hopelessness of it, right? Is that like the rebellion was so outmatched without like a Jedi or something, that like, and they're just trying to like make it by, and then like they only get the Death Star plans at like huge cost, like so many people die getting them. So I really just love this era of like the really powerful empire of like kind of very scary, like, and then like the rebels just got to kind of work in the shadows kind of stuff. So I hope they stay in that vibe of like Rogue One. Yeah, so we'll see. That starts in August, when it looks like August is going to be a really fucking packed month of shit. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we'll see how that works. Next, we got our first trailer for the Bad Batch Season 2. It looks good. It looks like more Bad Batch. The animation is still fucking solid. I'm excited. We see little glimpses of Palpatine's coming back. We see a Wookiee with a green lightsaber, which I'm excited about.
Hell yeah, brother.
I think Commander Cody makes an appearance, some were saying. Yeah, it's more Bad Batch.
And it's good, too, because it's like, I don't think we've seen anything like I think the first season was pretty cool because it was like the immediate aftermath of like I guess Revenge of the Sith. Because most of these things like Rebels and Obi-Wan and all this stuff, it happens like 10 years later, 5 years later, 20 years later. Like this is happening like literally like weeks, days later, and so it's cool to like see that kind of like shift of like from the Republic to the Empire. So I think they did a pretty good job of that.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of stuff's pretty unaccounted for as far as story goes. So yeah, I liked Bad Batch. I thought the first season was definitely solid. It's a little childish, but I still think it's a really good show. Like it's still well made.
It's not my favorite when it comes to that, but I get it. It's a kids show,
Right?
I guess technically, even though it gets pretty damn dark at times, but still, there is a child element to it. So,
and they make some jokes. There's a stupid character that's the laughs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I get it. But no, I think it's a really good show. I think anyone that's a Star Wars fan should watch it. It's easy to watch.
It's amazing going back and watching that first Clone Wars movie and then seeing Bad Batch season 1. It's just the animation, how much they've improved.
Yeah. No, but also there's a little shot of Clone Commandos in season 2, so that's gonna be really cool. I just love how they've kind of embraced that because that was from like a first-person shooter game on like the original Xbox. It was like Star Wars.
Republic Commando was fucking sick, bro.
Yeah, and like it's in Battlefront. You can be that commando. So I just love seeing it getting embraced by like the mainstream Star Wars. So now they just got to do it for KOTOR too. But
if you have a PC, you can get that game for like $3. That's really good. I have it.
Nice.
$3. I'm surprised it would even cost that much now.
I think that's how much the original Battlefronts cost too. I think they cost like $3.
Oh wow. PC sales are ridiculous sometimes.
Yep, it's fucking awesome, dude. Fuck consoles.
All right, next we got a teaser for Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the sequel to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
$8 on PC right now. Anywho, continue. I'm sorry.
I mean, I love that first one, and I'm hoping that this one is just an improvement on it. But like story wise, obviously we see Cal. He's fighting some sort of Sith, some cloaked figure. I don't know. And then also there's someone in a bacta tank that people are constantly speculating on who it could be.
Yeah, that was the main takeaway for me from the trailer. Do you guys think it's a original character, or do you think it's somebody that escaped Order 66 or something from the movies?
I'm kind of hoping it's a new person.
I didn't play the first game. I think it's an original person. I think it's a new person.
I think somebody new.
I'm looking at it now.
They look cool, whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm about to say those hair physics are not going to do as well as they do in this fucking
this cinematic trailer.
That, and we also get a glimpse of, it looks to be maybe the Grand Inquisitor, but now I'm not quite sure if it is or not.
I think it is.
I that's what I thought too. I do like how it looks. If it is the Grand Inquisitor, they've gone with the more Obi-Wan show look rather than the Rebels look.
Well, no, but like that alien race is like in Revenge of the Sith. They're on that, what is that planet Utapau, wherever General Grievous is hiding. And like those guys had like black eyes and like very sharp teeth. And I think they kind of used that on like the narrow head. And I think the Inquisitor was that species, but he had yellow eyes, I guess, because he's a Sith. I don't know, but either way, it's like they definitely going way back to that like original look from the movie. So I don't know.
I have a question. What time period does this version of Star Wars exist in?
This is after Revenge of the Sith, before A New Hope.
Oh, okay.
In that grace period.
Yeah, the gray area that Disney loves.
Yeah. Which is why I also think there's like that rumor going around that maybe Obi-Wan will have some kind of connection to Fallen Order or something, because they're in a similar-ish time period.
They could do it, right? The actor looks exactly the same as he does in the video game, so
it would make the most sense.
That would be super cool. Also, I just think he's a really good actor, and he should be in more stuff just in general. So if they can get him in anything, get him that Disney money, boy.
Right?
Yeah, cool. Honestly, it would be cool.
This hooded figure has, and that's why I asked about the timeline, because it's like looking at the armor of that little fight that they have at that 3 seconds, instantly kind of looks like Revan's armor and hood and stuff. But of course, that can't be. Just based on the thing, and I guess it's not unpopular to be a hooded figure.
A lot of people have also been saying maybe a Star Killer.
Yeah,
maybe they do some kind of canon buffoonery and chuck him in there.
They can't, dude. I was watching a fucking clip of, because they remastered them. And I was watching a clip of one of the cutscenes recently, and I was like, God damn, dude, he's too damn strong. This makes no sense.
He's too damn strong.
But they also make Darth Vader super strong in it too, which is super cool.
Right. So it's like they could introduce the character and just be like, those games aren't 100% accurate type of thing.
I just hate that you have to nerf him though. Like, that's so sad to me.
Right.
He's literally gonna like crash a Star Destroyer into the earth. Like,
yeah, there's a time where he just like fucking screams and just blows this energy out, and it just fucking evaporates all of the to soldiers and shit. It's like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. But then fucking Darth Vader just shrugs it off. And I'm like, that murdered 30 people. And he just fucking like, the wind. And it's like, what the fuck?
I think Starkiller, and especially how hard it is for Cal Kestis to kill like even one stormtrooper in that game. Like, it just would not be a fair matchup at all. Like, nobody wants to see that.
That man is just a normal ass dude.
Yeah. You just sit there and block the whole time and then wait for your spend the whole game blocking.
Just look for a cliff and then force push someone off. That's the whole game.
That's awesome. I'll play it eventually. It's on Xbox Games Pass. So.
It's a good game. I'm assuming it's better now because when it first came out, it was pretty goddamn buggy and kind of broken. But yeah, I'm assuming it's better now. Next, we didn't see it, but if you were lucky and you were on Twitter at the time, obviously the leaked footage of the Ahsoka show was floating around for a little bit.
Ooh.
I did catch a glimpse of it. It looks like Ahsoka, you know. I think most people are excited because you do see a couple glimpses of what look to be characters from Rebels, specifically Hera. We already know that Sabine, one of the characters, is in this show already, as well as the Chopper, their little droid character, and then Ezra. The ending of the teaser footage that they showed was literally one of the last images of the Rebels show with a mural and Ezra's in the center of it. So it's clear like they're still on that whole mission of trying to find him. And so people are like, Ezra's going to be in this? It sure as hell seems that way.
Yeah, for sure. I think he's got to be because the whole thing is about finding Grand Admiral Thrawn, right? And in Rebels, it ends with like those like big space aliens like taking his ship with Ezra in it and like just kind of
and we don't know where the fuck they went.
Yeah, like yeeting to some space-time continuum thing. So I don't know. But yeah, I feel like Ezra, if Thrawn is in it, then it stands to reason that Ezra's has to be in it.
Yeah. I do like this was I heard this a long time ago, or a couple years ago, was the rumor is that casting wise they'll look at the guy that played Aladdin in the live action to be Ezra.
I was gonna ask who could be potential casting for it.
Pretty good casting.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He's already in the Disney bank, so
yeah. It makes total sense.
We already have him set up in HR.
Right.
We don't have to do as much paperwork.
Onboarding's easy, no question.
Oh, this is why they just recast everybody. Like Oscar Isaac, you know, it's just we had him from Star Wars. Now we'll just give him Marvel things. Like, yeah, we just don't have to do much paperwork.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that doesn't come out until next year, anyways. But I'm excited. I think Rosario's great. So.
Yeah,
sure. Yes. Agreed. I think the casting for Ahsoka was like perfect. I don't think he could have gone any better. Definitely excited.
I know that the voice actor from her was a little hurt when that happened, but I'm also like, do you really think that they were gonna put you
in live action?
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe she would have been great. I have no idea. But
as like a fully grown like old version of Ahsoka, I mean, Rosario's perfect.
She's great. Yeah. Next, same thing with the Ahsoka. They did show some Mandalorian season 3 footage that also got leaked and floated around on Twitter for a while. And I guess the biggest takeaway from that is that it seems to be that Bo-Katan might be the villain, or at least a major antagonist to Mando in this season. Obviously, it would probably have something to do with her not having the Darksaber and being a little
man, she is so hurt about that. Jeez. No, I think she's a super cool character, so I actually look forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, we already know he's planning on going back to Mandalore to, I guess, regain his honor in a way, because the old armor was like, you took your helmet off too many times, sir. Get your ass out of here.
It turns out you can only do it 3 times. 4 times, and you're banned. You lose your card.
Yeah,
your NRA subscription,
and it actually resets, and you're good.
You're not good.
We don't these laws. We didn't write them. We just have to. They don't make any sense.
Yeah. Also, like, isn't his like whole death cult or helmet cult down to like 3 people now? So it's like maybe I could just be like, maybe I'm just gonna take it off now because it's like not really a thing anymore.
It's big Vegeta energy.
You can't afford to like kick people out at this point, guys.
I'm the prince of all Mandalorians, bro. There's only 3 of you, motherfuckers. Like you're not really the prince of anything. Sorry, dude.
I think I'll just keep the best car, and maybe I'll just take it off occasionally when I want to.
Right. Yeah. It's I would love a scene with Bo-Katan and that crew of creepy, crazy cultists that are super hell bent on keeping their helmets on. I just want a conversation. And be like, what are y'all doing? So weird.
Y'all are weird.
Like, how do y'all eat? How do you eat?
Right.
They all eat in their separate rooms by themselves.
Yeah, they all eat alone every day.
Do you sleep in it? And when you sleep in it, when you wake up, is it like off center on your head? Like, is it like shifted to the side a little bit, or is it like, how do you cut your hair? And how does Mando maintain a mustache when he wears a helmet all the time? All right, come on. He
These
took
are
that
big
helmet off. He had a
questions.
little mustache. It's like, dude, you can't have a mustache when you have helmet on all the time. It's weird.
Yeah, that also doesn't. That I think they announced that that's coming out February of next year.
Oh damn, that's
So we'll see.
pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah,
It's on the Disney Plus schedule.
I know. Yep. Next, so that John Watts show we were talking about last week or whatever, they announced it. It's called Skeleton Crew, and apparently Jude Law is going to be in it.
That's what I was thinking of when I was talking about Jude Law. I think I said Andor, but I meant this.
Oh, I see.
Mhm.
Yeah. This is the kid centric coming of age. It's
Mhm.
the one we were talking about.
Stranger Things with Star Wars.
Right. I don't know. Apparently, it's about these kids who get lost and now they have to find their way home, type of shit.
Easy.
Yeah.
The classic story.
Those kids from the first episode of Obi-Wan.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he makes good stuff, so I don't know what else
Yeah.
there is
I
to
mean,
this.
yeah,
really.
there's not much about it
Nothing yet.
but I guess it'll be fun. Feel good energy, maybe. Be nice to have a little bit of that. Until one kid just turns into a Sith and kills all the other kids at the end. So, and it was Kylo Ren the whole time.
I was about to say, what if it's like secretly a Kylo Ren origin?
That would be hilarious.
That would be real dark.
I would actually love
But
that. That'd be
played
sick.
by Adam Driver. So like everybody else is a child.
There's a bunch of actual children.
And
And then this grown ass man.
And he's like, my name.
It's like that show Pen 15.
My name is Ben. And then just looking at us.
Ben's
the
a
whole
little
time.
bigger
Man,
than
that's
the
funny.
other kids.
Uh,
A little whinier too.
They literally frame it the same way as when Anakin kills the younglings, and it's just the exact shot, but it's instead it's fucking Adam Driver, and that's how it ends. it just ends with it's saying like grandfather,
Yeah.
like grandson.
and then he's like the youngest one.
The
They're all like,
younglings.
they're like, Ben, you can't go. You can't risk it. You're the youngest of us. And he's like so clearly the oldest one. Like,
This man's
like a fully grown adult.
6'2", towering over these tall children. He's a little bit smaller than other kids. His shirt doesn't even fit. It like comes down to his nipples.
He's wearing like a halter top.
we got to send the oldest kid to go
Oh,
check out the
man.
path. All right, who's going to go? And it just shoots to all of them. And he's just fully standing over them. Like, he's like, it can't be me.
Oh man, I like this show way
I was
better
about to
than
say,
what we're gonna
I
get.
hope they're taking
probably.
notes. I actually want to see this. When is this coming out? They need
Oh,
time
man.
for some rewrites.
Oh, I would love it. Oh, I love it.
Holy fuck, that's good. All right. Next, they announced a Star Wars Tales of the Jedi, which is going to be an animated shorts anthology series that'll basically just tell lives of characters like Ahsoka, Count Dooku, Qui-Gon. Liam Neeson will be back because he's always down to do a voice.
Mhm.
And his son is actually lending his voice to a younger Qui-Gon. I saw his son Michael.
Oh, really?
And I thought that was super cool.
Yeah, that'd
That
be
is
cool.
dope. Holy
So
shit.
is it going to be anime again? Like Visions? Or is it going to be...
I don't know if I don't think so.
That's probably going to
I
be close
think
to like
it's just-
What If, where it keeps a consistent art style.
Okay.
Right.
So it'll be like...
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, a bunch of stories.
I guess traditional American animated type
Mhm.
shit, maybe. I do hope like it's not just like a Bad Batch Clone Wars style. Like they choose an actual different distinct style and stick with it type of thing.
That would
That'd
be
kinda
cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Cool. More animated Star Wars.
Mhm.
Get some lore. I want to know more about Count Dooku
Yeah.
and what he did
Yeah.
back when he was a fucking Jedi.
I mean, fuck. Yeah, I want that. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I want that. I want to know more about
Yeah.
Qui-Gon,
Right.
the best and worst Jedi in the world.
Hey, I mean,
Qui-Gon was Dooku's apprentice, wasn't he? So I think
Yes?
he was.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I know Dooku was
I
Yoda,
know.
but I don't
all,
remember now.
all the event of the Skywalker saga is basically his fault.
Yeah, basically.
True.
Yeah. He
True.
fucked up.
Waste your time, fucking, I don't know, 2,085,000. Because all this man did was fucking make all the worst decisions and die.
Yeah.
Like,
If you had never explained
God, dude.
midichlorians to that little kid, we never would have been in this situation.
Right?
Many lives would have been saved.
Things could have gone so much different.
God.
Oh, that's funny. They also announced a Lego Summer Vacation, Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation, which I don't know if you guys have seen their past little Lego Star Wars shorts.
Nope.
I saw both of them. The Halloween one wasn't that great to me, but they did like a holiday or December holiday one, and I actually thought that one was a lot of fun. There was some time travel
Okay.
elements in it. I just like that they're doing such weird shit with this Lego Star Wars.
More power to you, man. I'll play the games. They look like fun, but I do not care about a holiday short for Lego
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
For the kids, save the
That's
Bad Batch
funny.
for the parents, and the kids can watch the Lego Summer Vacation.
Yeah. Speaking of kids, this is just like a weird one in passing. They're literally trying to just hit every child age group. They're doing a Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures, which is a show that's aimed at pre-kindergarten children.
Damn, dude. They about to be songs in that shit. They're about to be
They're
bops.
doing a Sesame Street ass Star
What about
Wars.
that ABCD? Oh, gross.
Like when George Lucas was, thinking to sell Star Wars to Disney, just shoot that decision forward 3 or 4 years, and then this is basically, this is exactly where it would be.
I mean, we made fun of this with Attack on Titan, how they have that spinoff series that's like a bunch of children version of them, like middle school adventures or whatever. And it's like, this is one of the darkest shows on television, and you made a children's adventure of this shit. So this doesn't actually feel out of realm in comparison. Like, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Like, fuck it.
Little kids everywhere are like, man, I can't wait to see the real one. What's this based off of? Okay, let me go see.
Right.
People are losing limbs every 5 seconds. Like, oh my God.
But Aaron's like, I got a B on my test today. I have to kill it. Like, I'll have to kill the grades. I want to get all of them. I gotta get straight A's now.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that it's like this long for Star Wars to hit this route.
Yeah,
with how popular video games and toys have been for the past 40 years that this, this property's existed. I'm surprised we're just now getting to the point where you have children's shows that are like this. Like,
it's gonna be like Muppet Babies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I'm surprised that it's like this long for this to become this. Like,
it would be kind of funny for them to do like another holiday special and just kind of like just go all in on it and like go meta, like as bad as like the original one was with like Chewbacca's family and like whatever the hell else they were doing. Like, just man,
it's gonna be like Yaddle. It's just gonna be Yoda but in lipstick.
Oh,
like,
please.
just really not really selling it very hard at all.
Please do it. Please do it.
It's fine, whatever. I think my favorite thing is the really big Star Wars fans that are gonna watch this because they're gonna think there's gonna be some little bit of lore in there.
Right.
So it's gonna be grown ass men like sitting there. They don't have
watching
kids. They're gonna be watching the shit out of that show just to make sure, because you gotta watch all the property no matter what.
Right.
True.
They're gonna be learning their ABCs in like whatever language Star Wars is. All right, last piece of Star Wars news, and it's just an announcement. And it's not a surprise. They announced that Visions Season 2 is coming in spring of 2023.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
More
more anime Star Wars.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, Visions. Season 1 was good, so curious. Just give everybody that we rated. All right, so the Fourtress of our podcast. When we did our Vision show, just give every one of those that ranked in our top 3, 4. Give all of them another one. And then just cut the rest, and you got to go with a different animator.
Yeah, cut the rest of the fleck.
Yeah,
get them off the payroll.
Yeah.
I still say that Visions needs a dope anime intro theme song.
It does. It does. All they have to do is go to YouTube. I feel like there's like 3 or 4 versions of like an anime intro for Star Wars already.
Yeah, just do that. That's all that's missing.
Needs it.
I guess last thing that was announced. Anyone watch Willow, that really old fucking movie with Warwick Davis? Because I did not. They showed a teaser for their new show that's coming out this year. Cool. I'm sure Willow fans are incredibly excited.
All 3 of them.
I want to say people are real excited. I think that as time has gone on, it's one of those things where it's like most of this fantasy stuff's already been done.
Right.
So like, as someone that's never seen Willow, this just kind of felt like, well, yep, this feels like they got a lot of liberties from Game of Thrones, a lot of liberties from Lord of the Rings, from The Hobbit. Just pretty standard high fantasy. I could be completely wrong, and it might just be like the best fucking shit ever. But
I will say it looks good.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
Yeah, it made me kind of want to go watch that movie because I was like, I don't know what this world is.
Yeah, it's not gonna look like that. I can tell you that.
No, I know. But yeah, that's it. That is the Star Wars celebration news. Now on to a couple more random-ish news that also happened during this crazy week. There's a trailer for Netflix's The Gray Man, which is their new movie with Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, directed by the Russo brothers, who did Avengers, Endgame and Infinity War, and also the last 2 Captain America movies. Cool. I like Chris Evans being a bit a villain. I think he's always a charismatic, even as a bad guy. He's got a creepy pedo stash, so he looks more like a villain.
Battle of the facial
we talked about it off podcast. Yeah, there are things that aren't racist but feel racist. That cop mustache feels very racist.
Yep.
If it was just a little thicker, it wouldn't feel so racist.
He definitely just has that NRA fucking card like directly in his back pocket at all times. Like it's in his wallet. It's the first thing. Like it's just I'm not into it.
Yeah.
But that makes him look scary. It makes him look bad. So it's working.
Yeah.
This is also Netflix. So I am nervous.
Yeah, a little cautious.
Their AAA movies have not it's been more misses than hits. There's a reason their stock price went down 600%. So
they made
Right.
a lot of these like very generic action movies, right? Like I think Ryan Reynolds had one, and Red Notice.
The Rock had one, probably.
The Rock.
As I say, they saw The Rock was doing well with these generic movies. They're like, we can do this.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't do this.
I think Chadwick Boseman even
But I'll
had
still
one,
watch it.
right? They're like Vietnam vets with like gold or something. I don't know.
Sure.
I have no idea.
I've watched maybe 3 out of the 87 that have existed, and they've all been bad.
Yeah.
I do like there's a line in the trailer where Chris Evans says, you want to make an omelet, you got to kill some people.
What is that? Like what?
Captain America, everyone.
It just made me laugh. But yeah, I'm literally only interested because of who's directing it and the people in it. And I'm like, this seems maybe slightly better than a generic Netflix movie, but we'll see.
Right. I spend my $20 a month, so I'm going to watch it no matter what.
Battle of the Facial Hair. Racist pedo stash versus Ryan Gosling's trucker goatee. So,
goatee.
we'll see.
They're different
The
kinds of
battle
racists.
of the weird facial hair.
One wears Ray-Bans.
Maybe at the end they both shave.
Yeah. All right. One last thing, because it's kind of hilarious. Since Winnie the Pooh is no longer in was it copyright law? It's kind of it's entered
It's public domain now. Yeah.
Public domain. Yes, thank you. There's a horror movie called Winnie the Pooh: Blood and Honey coming out, and basically it's Pooh and Piglet go on a murderous rampage after Christopher Robin abandons them without food, and they apparently eat Eeyore, and that's how it begins.
Oh my god.
What sucks is this movie is getting a lot of free press. I mean, I guess it doesn't suck for them. I guess that's great for them. It's made by London-based Jagged Edge Productions, which have made other things like this, which are like they take nursery rhymes and stuff and turn them into horror movies with Jack and Jill and Humpty Dumpty, were their 2 notable ones.
Oh boy.
I looked it up just out of curiosity to see if those movies were any good. No, they weren't. They were held very poorly. Like I'm talking, like 3s out of 10s kind of situation, like real fucking bad. So this movie's getting all this press.
It doesn't look that good.
Yeah, it's getting all this press, and it's gonna be a fucking stinker, dude. And I think that feels bad for a lot of people that are probably gonna be excited from hearing about this, and then it's not gonna be a good movie.
I just like the idea that of stuff being in public domain and
what happens with it.
Yeah. Like I'm genuinely surprised Disney hasn't found a way to sue them.
Yeah,
right.
Because they're like, this is gonna ruin our branded Winnie the Pooh.
They're working on it. Like they're working hard right now. Some lawyers trying to figure out a way they can write up something to get this out of here.
But it does look like a generic people wearing animal masks slasher, so it's probably going to just be that.
It feels like it's gonna walk so that Five Nights at Freddy's can run. It gives me that kind of energy.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Ugh.
No, I hope he has the Winnie the Pooh voice. He has that little soft voice when he's murdering.
Oh my god, that would be so good.
Or and then like he just his shirt, like he just does the Winnie the Pooh like shirt, and they actually like do full teddy bear dick, and he's just walking around like,
oh god,
his dick's just out the whole time. You got no pants up. No, I hate it.
Yeah, that probably won't do that.
No.
But yeah, we'll see. Is it supposed to be in theaters? Or is it supposed to be coming out of a streaming service?
I have no clue, to be honest.
I'm going to steal the hell out of that movie.
Yeah.
Expect me to pay $15 to see this?
No. If I can't steal it, I'm not going to watch it.
But yeah, that is pretty much the news. We went on for a little while now, so that was a lot of news. A lot of news to get to. But we did it. We made it through. Shall we get to our main topic of the week then, guys?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm excited for this one.
First, we're trapped in another fortress this week. This fortress is filled with, I guess a lot of robots. It's mostly filled with a lot of death, I would say. That's the thing. Out of the 3 things, it's mainly the death part.
Very little love. A lot of death. A few robots.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the fortress of
Love, Death, and Robots Season 3. DJ Khaled.
I let you take that one solo. DJ Khaled. Who the best? The mini zombies.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love, Death, Robots. Season 3.
Yeah. So we're just gonna dive into it because it's only 9 episodes. Yeah, it was 9 episodes. So we're just gonna kind of do
it. 9?
Yeah, similar thing to what we did with Star Wars Visions, where we're just kind of talk through them and rank them. We're gonna start probably with our collective worst, and not all of our lists are gonna be the same. We also haven't told each other what our worst and best ones are yet. So this will
we love a good surprise here.
Yeah. So I guess real quick, no spoilers. I actually ended up watching all 3 of these kind of back to back because I had only watched I think the first 3 of Volume 1, and then I think I just kind of fell off. I don't know why. And then I went back and watched all of it. I like them. I will say I still think Volume 1 is probably the
Yeah.
best in my opinion. Granted, it's got like double the episodes as all of the other
Mhm.
ones, but I also think it's stuck more to the theme of love, death, and robots
Mhm.
than the other two. But I still think there's like really good ones in all of them, anyways. Though, so and this one was no different. Where there's some ones that are really good, there's some that are just kind of fine, and then there's others that I'm like, all right,
Yeah. Like, why did you make this?
Right.
yeah,
No, I definitely liked it. I enjoyed this a whole lot. Like I said, I think the first season is definitely better. It's a lot stronger when it comes down to some of the episodes of it. This one, I didn't watch this. So I watched the first season when it first came out back in the day. I did not even know the second season ever came out. It came out during the pandemic. Even we're still going through it, of course. But it came out like 2021, and I had no idea. So this came out pretty quick, this new one, and I heard about this one, so I watched that. And yeah, I think my biggest complaint is about some of these just don't have a point.
Mhm.
I get, I get artistic integrity, and you have a short amount of time to tell a story. But some of these stories are, it's not even like I don't feel like I have to think critically about them because I don't think enough
Yeah.
happened for me to even have to like have a commentary on them. To
right.
be
I do
honest,
think a lot of
Right.
them are, or maybe some of them are based off. They're based off short stories, but also maybe like based off like I don't know, like poetry. Maybe I'm not quite
yeah,
100% sure.
maybe that's what
And
I'm thinking.
so it is maybe like that element where it's like I don't really know what 100% you're trying to tell me with this one.
hmm
Mhm.
Like, damn, I think I'm pretty good at inferring and stuff like that, and I couldn't. Some of these I was just lost completely. It's like I don't get what you're trying to
Yeah.
say.
And I think some of them, the story like isn't really a story worth telling, right? Like with the bad ones, but like the good ones though,
Shots fired.
like with
Oh
the good
god.
ones, you're hooked the whole time, and you're like, kind of waiting for what happens next. So I think that's, but again, like that's the nice thing about the show is like it's because it's an anthology. Like you don't know what you're going to get each time, but it makes the highs higher, but the lows are pretty low. Overall, I just love
Yeah.
Death and Robots as a show because like it's just so nice to be able to finish something in like 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. I watched it all in one go, just with my friend. We watched it on Discord together,
Mhm.
Right.
all at one time. So that's how much of an easy watch it is for sure. So that's what I appreciate. And I just love this
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I love seeing different directors and different animators and stuff come together
Mhm.
and like collaborate to just make just cool shit. And, like a lot of this
Yeah.
is really cool shit. And like artistically, like visually, everything I saw was like pretty mind blowing. Some animation got a little
Mhm.
uncanny, stuff got a little weird, but like
Mhm.
I thought everything was still just like very well done. Like,
There's one in particular, and it's not my favorite by far, but it is the only one that made me question, like, is this real? Like,
right,
what's in this is animated? And then there's parts of it where I'm like, oh, that's animated.
right.
But like for the most part, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
people put a lot of real care in that, and that's the thing. Kind of like the visions that we saw in What If and stuff. Like more so visions and things like that, where it's different people coming together. I just really love seeing this different takes on the same thing, and I love sci-fi. So
Mhm.
this just really kind of scratches that itch for me. Just seeing sci-fi that's not connected to any IPs that we know.
Right. And like they do some of them, they only have like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most, but like some of them do such a good job of world building that they leave you wanting
Right.
to, do more. I know that like season
Yeah.
3 had maybe fewer of those, but I think like season 1 and 2, there were some stories where I'm like, man, I really want to see a sequel to this one. Like,
Let me get
you
that
know,
10 episoder, bro. Like, come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
Right.
Netflix, give them the money.
Right. So I think that tells you like how, the nice thing about anthologies, like, and because it's not tied to anything, it's just kind of cool where you can kind of see like the skills of like world building of like, just like, hey, we're just going to throw it and like kind of not give you the whole picture. But like, that's what it's cool. Like in season 2, there's one with, I think Michael B. Jordan was like the face for it. He was like the main character and he's like a fighter
Yeah.
pilot. And like he crashes in this big space battle, but like the story is really about him surviving the crash and like, this malfunctioning robot and his little life hutch thing. So I just think it's so cool, like that, they build this, a lot of them build this big world and then, but you're only, thrown into like a little part of it and leaves you wanting more.
So with that, spoilers from here, listeners. I guess let's all determine what would we think is the worst one.
Okay. For me, the worst one was Kill Team Kill. I don't think it
What?
had much to
Oh
say.
shit! I did not see that coming.
We have a strong difference in opinion on this one, and I'm surprised.
Interesting. I just thought it was kind of pointless, and I didn't really
Okay.
get it. And I was like, I mean, like I enjoyed like the dialogue. I thought the troopers were kind of funny, but it was like, it was just classic. Like they all die, and then like and then they blow it up, and then I don't know. So and then it
That's
blows
so
up
funny.
the end, like it just blows up everybody. So it's like, I don't know. I didn't like it.
I have a question for you, just in response to that. Did you watch a lot of Adult Swim as a kid? Did you watch that growing up?
Yeah, like some, but not a lot, I guess.
Because that's the instant vibes that I got from watching that particular episode. It felt very like a better animated
Seth
version.
Green's in it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Who, he made Robot Chicken and stuff like that. And also he's a very popular voice actor. But yeah, that's instantly like the vibes that I got was like just some dumb ass, way too adult cartoon kind of vibes. Me and Oscar was talking about this video game Broforce.
Yeah,
it kind of gave those vibes where it's just, pedal to the metal the entire time. Everyone's screaming and cursing and just doing dumb shit and screaming and, shooting. I don't know. I thought it was a good time for that reason. It says, you're absolutely right. It says not a damn thing other than tell my wife that I cheated on her with my sister. With her sister.
I fucked her sister.
That's all. It's supposed to be stupid. Very like obviously.
I guess we're just talking about this one.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to just straight go into it. Like I'm just surprised that this is your low one because this is like pretty high up for me.
Oh, really?
Same.
Yeah,
or like this is like middle tier for me, I think.
I mean, I love Seth Green, so I'm biased on that front. Mass Effect, he's one of my favorite characters as Joker. Because I just think he's just good on those one-liners. He's got a good comedic timing. And I sometimes I just like the stupid shit. And this was stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was 100%. It's like super like hyper violent, like we were saying, Broforce type of energy.
Mm-hmm.
There's like a rack when they get to the armory where it's just a rack of sunglasses, which I love so much.
I'm trying to think of what else kind of reminds me of that as far as like tonally wise. Like original Gears of War was kind of like that, where it's just like so much just testosterone and that's it. Like it's definitely supposed to be like little 14-year-old boy, like hell yeah, dude.
Right.
I mean, the first like 4 seconds is a dude taking a piss on the world. So it's just a dick in the air.
I wouldn't be surprised if this script was written by like some Marines at like, on station somewhere. It's like, hey, we want you guys to write a script for our show, Love, Death, and Robots. They're like, well, what about a big old killer bear?
I was like, it was like written by somebody's fucking son.
Yeah,
right.
He probably drew a picture of like a weird robot bear, and then also talked
whose
about
parents
how
were like, "All right, you're allowed to curse in this." So it's just like,
Yeah.
"Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Right.
Yeah.
The first time a child learns how to curse.
Yeah.
That's what this whole episode is. But no, I just thought it was super fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed
that's
it.
one of the few that I think I'd watch a second time.
It was kind of fun. Like I think when the guy's getting like bitten by it and he's like stabbing it, like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like that was kind of like you could kind of sum up this whole one in that shot. So it's like,
I mean, the fact that it has an end credits song that is gonna be my new ringtone, where they're saying "fuck you, honey badger" to a beat. It's like so ridiculously over the top.
Yeah.
Why did they call it a honey badger at any point?
I don't know.
I think just because it looked like a honey badger or
It didn't look
something.
like a
Like
damn honey badger.
I guess because it kind of has like badger like hands. Maybe they thought.
Maybe the
I don't
claw.
know.
Yeah, I
But the
I know what a
CIA
honey
guy said
badger
it was
was
a
like. It was
bear.
not like that.
Like it was clearly a bear.
That was very
the whole time.
Yeah, it was definitely a grizzly bear.
I don't know. I think that guy was just dumb. Like
I would think
skull-faced
if
guy.
anything looks close to a honey badger, I think maybe a skunk. Like a skunk looks like a mini honey badger with less scary claws. Like I don't know. Whatever.
But
I loved it. I thought it was super fun.
I thought it was
kinda
fun.
interesting.
The ending for me was like kind of like Devin, where I'm like, oh, they all just die. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But up till that point, I was like, this is just kind of pure dumb entertainment type of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But you and I, we talked about it a little bit, Oscar, off podcast a couple of days ago when you had first finished watching it, and I was kind of like, part of that was kind of cool to me because it's like somehow they made it so I didn't actually like. It was very purposeful for me not to care about these characters,
Right?
Because they're all going to die anyway. But like, I didn't feel bad. See, people fucking sucked. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It was just some random ass dudes just killing
A
shit.
bunch of idiots.
Right. Right. And that was the thing. I think even when they tried to like almost make it where it's like, oh, this is a sad moment. And then Seth Green says what he says about fucking his wife's sister. And it's like, oh, okay, this is just supposed to be stupid. I'm not supposed to feel feelings.
And I think every time one of them died, the rest of them were just completely unfazed. Like, okay, go on, go on to the next one. Like,
I think the most that someone was shocked someone died was when that robot died.
yeah,
That dude was like, Mars robot, no.
Save yourself, little robot friend.
It's so good.
That's so funny though. This was your
I
worst.
think maybe I have a new appreciation for it after getting y'all's perspective, but I don't know. To me, I got the least out of it the first time around.
I just think there's some that were just worse.
Yeah.
Just worse.
Which I guess the next one we'll decide collectively right now. For me, my worst was probably I'm torn between like the very pulse of the machine.
Whoa, really?
And Jabaro.
Whoa,
Interesting.
really?
Also in Vaulted Halls Entombed, actually. I'm torn between those three. So what's
Wow.
lower for you guys?
Wow.
So I have Swarm as my absolute lowest.
Whoa.
Oh shit.
Really?
Absolute lowest.
Dang, we got a lot different out of the show. That's the fun thing about it, though. Interesting.
Swarm's further down on my list too. So let's talk about Swarm then.
Okay.
I like to call this one fucked up, grosser looking Avatar.
Yeah, I did not like the art style. I was not super into the story. I thought it was a very weird character choice. And Rosario Dawson always does great. But then there was also Jason Winston George. He's known for being the wife of Bailey, Chief Bailey in Grey's Anatomy, and also the main firefighter in Station 19. He does soap opera shit. You know what I mean? He's the black dude that'll be in Tyler Perry movies kind of man. To see him in something that was so very... I mean, I guess he's done some space stuff before on TV, but it was just kind of weird to see him in this space. Not that he did a bad job by any means. The dude's he's great at what he does.
To be fair, this whole entire thing felt pretty generic in terms of, oh, wow, what a surprise. The humans came to this place, this peaceful, coherent place, and fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just like, I don't know, everything felt so uncanny to me. Like the way they were swimming, and I didn't like it.
It felt
made me think
very
of sperm.
Animatrix.
Yeah, it's kind of Animatrix thing. And I instantly thought of like these people being sperm. And that made me feel really weird about it. Like just, I don't know, something about it just didn't.
They were trying to find a fertilized egg. Tell me.
It's true, yeah. It doesn't, you're right. It doesn't explain how they can just swim, like they just like propel themselves forward. Like it doesn't make any sense.
Well, it's like gravity. I guess gravity doesn't like work the same in there, right? I don't know. I kind of like, I didn't think much about that.
I didn't think the realistic look, this was probably one of the worst ones when it came to we're doing this hyper realistic look. And I still thought like, this doesn't look that good.
Yeah, the humans didn't look great.
That was the thing. It was another one where they did a realistic look, but then they still elongated the face to kind of keep you.
It's still weird.
It's somehow how to make it more unsettling. It's something, and that's what's kind of worrying me about like game graphics right now, as things are getting more and more, like fidelity is getting more and more intense in games, where it's like you're still trying to take artistic liberties, but then you also want to have the most realistic lighting you've ever seen before in your life. Works in games like Last of Us and stuff like that. Doesn't work as well in Ratchet and Clank. And that's where it's kind of getting weird with this as well, when we're doing like movie animation and stuff like that. And it's like, you can make it stylized, but sometimes you make it stylized and realistic, it looks gross. Like it doesn't look right. It freaks me out. And I can't. Uncanny. I think it's something about that humanoid shape, but still not being human that fucks with me.
That's what I'm telling you. It looked like the poor man's Avatar.
Yeah,
like they have those weird longish faces, and they're like kind of really long appendages in a weird way. There's a weird sex scene that there's in this like Avatar. It's like very much just the worst version of Avatar.
Yeah,
this one was not. I was not sold on this one.
I will say, but by the end of this though, I kind of wanted to see more. Just like story wise, I was like, I do wonder how this is going to play out. So it got me on that kind of aspect.
As the hive started getting more intelligent, then it like named itself, and it was like,
it looks like a baby Metroid.
Like that's it. Kind of giving Metroid vibes too.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's why I didn't put this low. Like, I think for me, this was kind of like maybe mid-table. But I think I liked it because animation aside, and I did like the animation style of like the aliens that brought them in, that brought the guy in. Like, I thought those aliens were kind of cool because like the captain was like a big fat one, and like the other one was kind of small. But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting because like, mainly because of what it had to say, right? So I think for all the reasons I didn't like Kill Team Kill, I liked Swarm because it was saying something about humanity, right? So like, or it's just about life in general, right? So if you ever did get into the space of like, say there's, different alien species and stuff like that, right? And we all kind of coexist, then at that point, life would kind of be this kind of like competition for survival, right? Of like, who's going to make it the longest. So that the fact that the Swarm was there as like a perfectly functioning biological machine for like millions of years, and then it always knows how to deal with threats and stuff. So I didn't get the vibe at the end that like they were going to like go attack the humans, but I did get the vibe of like that it just knows how to defend itself.
Oh, really? That's I guess my biggest question was like, because at the end, funny enough, I do think it's on purpose, but I don't know what it's trying to say, that they have two people of color and their goal is to breed a slave race. So she's like telling this black man that he's going to breed a slave race. I'm like, I don't know what you're saying here.
True. I guess
I didn't even think about that aspect.
The intelligence thing did say like, we'll like that one little one. It's like, oh, look, a million years ago, this one was like the spacefaring race that was, making everybody scared. And now we absorbed it. So maybe maybe they were saying at the end, like, we're just going to make some clone humans and go infiltrate you guys. And,
that's what I was thinking. when you were talking about defending yourself, I think it was kind of like an offense is the best defense kind of situation where they said that, like, yeah, we've done this before. This is how we got as smart as we are. It's from sucking up motherfuckers like you.
Right.
We're going to keep doing that. And I was like, oh, uh-oh.
Yeah. I do wonder, like, and I think that's where I kind of wanted to see more to it. Is like, I want to see these humans that they breed infiltrate Earth and just see how that story plays out, type of thing.
Yeah, it gave me some Mass Effect vibes. I guess since I've been playing so much Mass Effect recently, but it kind of reminded me of like a mix of the Rachni and the Reapers.
Yeah,
just like,
but also, does that mean he has to fuck that weird Rosario Dawson corpse thing?
Oh God. Ugh.
Like, what's the breeding process?
I don't like way to make babies in our physiology. So
also, man, like I felt bad for her because like she was in there just being like, "Wow, they're so cool," and then this ambitious guy comes in there and is like, "Hey, we can make our everything. Own," and then like so kind of shitty.
Typical human shit.
Right. Yeah. And it did kind of prove to you that they weren't just biological machines at the end. Like they did have intelligence because they have their own goals and aims and stuff. So it's like. His whole goal was kind of what do you say? Not a good goal. Wasn't a very smart plan.
Misguided.
No. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I just liked it because it was like, it made me think a little bit of like, dang, like, like I wonder how humans would do in this kind of like universe of like with the swarm kind of thing.
Also, the place is gross. I don't want to be swimming in there with all them queer creatures. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
When that one, like, she's like, oh, look, you tap, and then it vomits this thing up, and then you eat it. Like, ugh.
Yeah, I was like, this place is gross.
Maybe I'm getting cynical when it comes to things, because as more and more stuff like has an allegory of some sort, it's kind of like, yeah. It reminds me of the whole like Detroit Become Human thing of like, if we had robots look like humans, would we exploit them and treat them poorly? Yes. I know that because
absolutely.
It's allegory on racism. We do it literally to people that are different color, look like me. So it's like one of those kind of things where it's like, if we had other resources from other races and things like that, would we exploit them? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. And it kind of seemed like humanity was kind of an ambitious, and we are like, right. But like, if we were in that space, it seemed like, I think at the beginning, one of the aliens that like ferried him there was like, oh, you guys are, cool young species. Like, we're really happy to work with you. So like humanity's just getting started in that expansion. Right. But it seems like eventually we would, see kind of like our right to things and start like kind of declaring war on other species. And stuff like
Four countries colonize the entire world.
Yeah.
Imagine what we would do as one Earth.
Right. Right.
So yeah, it was just one of those things. I was like, yeah, okay, sure. I don't know. Maybe I think I might just be more biased about the actor choice for this, and maybe that's what's making me put this a little bit lower. Mm-hmm. And then it's just weird Avatar. I think that it's that grossness that kind of put me off on this. I do think the story was interesting. I do like the swarm. I think that was an interesting concept, but when it comes down to some of the choice of imagery,
and it's a similar thing that's like in a lot of video games and movies and stuff like that, like kind of an insect like swarm or the like not the flood, but like what's the one in StarCraft? Is it literally the swarm?
God, now I can't think. Zerg. Yeah.
From Toy Story?
Wait, what? Worse. They're bugs. They're insectaries.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know why when we pick aliens, we always pick nasty shit. It's always like bugs or slimy shit.
Yeah.
Like, why can't we just have... I like Mass Effects. They have just like a... Maybe not, because it's kind of gross. It's kind of weird in its own way of having just a bunch of humanoid women that are blue, but they're all hot. But like, what if aliens are just hotter than us? What if they're just not ugly and gross at all? They're just fucking beautiful. Like,
yeah.
I don't know, like that. Ever since I guess like Alien or even stuff probably before that, like our creative, like whenever a monster is gross, it's got like 6 appendages and 18 eyes, and
we always choose bugs or like amphibians. It seems like we like to go with the gross stuff.
True.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if we ever get to a point where it's like, no, these aliens look like, I don't know, dinosaurs. I don't know.
Should we get into Jabaro next, because that was your next lowest ranked?
Actually, I would say I liked, or I did not like Invaulted Halls Entombed worse.
Okay. Oh yeah.
So if you guys want to get into that one, we can get into that.
That's pretty low on my list as well.
Same.
It's kind of in the same realm as Swarm, where it's that hyper realistic look, but it looks like a bad Call of Duty cutscene at times because they still have uncanny valley eyes and they're dead inside. And it's just another swarm of spiderish aliens again.
Yeah, man. God, this was big on like the arachnids and like the insectoids kind of season, like this one and 2 or 3 of the other stories. But yeah,
again, we've barely touched the robot aspect of this show so far.
But yeah, it was like, again, like with Kill Team Kill, it's like this story was kind of like, it didn't really leave me wanting to know more about what happened here, because it was just kind of like maybe was it like Cthulhu, like, like trapped in there? I don't really know.
I mean, you have Joe Manganiello, fucking Jai Courtney, the girl from The Walking Dead, whose name is Christian Serratos, and some other people. But yeah, it's just a bunch of a military team that slowly dies.
Yeah, and like in some pretty gross ways.
I will say, one dude has the worst fucking death in this, where I had to write it down. So he gets eaten by spiders, and then he's still alive. He walks, his guts fall out, and then he falls off a cliff, and then hits something on the way down.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was rough.
I was like, that dude's life sucked.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. Oof.
Yeah, I don't know. Once again, it just made me instantly think of the Rachni. I just that was bug enemies. You got the small ones that can, hurt you and stuff like that inside of you. And it's like, how do you fight that kind of stuff? The fact that they didn't turn around instantly was pissing me off.
Get the fuck out.
Like, we're soldiers, brother. We got to keep going through. No.
Yeah.
That man blew up.
We are not prepared for this.
Get some flamethrowers or anything. What the fuck are my 223s gonna do against this shit?
I just love how like they just go through this like these man-eating spiders. They see this giant tomb of like this big prison thing, and the main guy's like, "Oh, platoon sergeants," and he shoots them both dead. It's like, all right, mission accomplished. Like, it's like we got him.
Right.
We got that Jihad Joe. Like, oh my god.
I think
dude.
I asked my friend. I was like, why did he shoot those two people? She was like, yeah. I mean, they're like defectors, and it's like, we're all defectors. Fuck this shit.
Like, I think there's a bigger threat here. I'm just saying.
Right. I don't give a fuck about defecting right now. I just watched my boy that I've known this man for 20 years of service just get eaten alive.
Right.
Yeah, I'm defecting. Fuck this shit. I'm out of here.
I did like the aspect of the spiders that they have like a little face underneath it, like a little weird face. It's not
like Half-Life. I don't know if you played Half-Life. They got little monsters like that, little face suckers.
Oh, yeah. That, and then by the end, I guess it left me wondering, she cut out her own eyes?
Yeah, she gouged her
and
eyes.
also
She cut off her
her
ears and her
off?
eyes so that she couldn't see or hear him.
Oh, she cut her ears off too?
But then she was also speaking some weird alien language as she walked.
Right.
So I was like, did she succeed in not getting controlled or not? I'm confused.
I don't know.
I guess that was kind
That's
of
the thing.
thing.
They didn't really make that clear enough. I think that's maybe what it is like she was just repeating what she had heard, but she just didn't want to hear it anymore. And she wanted to because she resisted it because the captain was trying to release him. But then she saw in her vision of like what that would do to the world, which would be horrible. So like she kills him and then somehow gets out. But it's like, I don't know. It was kind of vague, but it's like, again, it's like, what is this really trying to say?
Yeah, it was fine. There's a reason why it's so far down my list.
Right. I feel like it had potential, but it just wasn't. I don't know. I didn't feel like my jam. Its execution didn't quite land with me. Right. I think the way that it was probably wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely lower on the list this year.
Next, I don't know. What are you guys feeling? What's next lowest on yours list?
Probably the very Pulsive Machine.
Dang.
For me.
That's probably me too.
Interesting.
It's not that I didn't like this one. It just didn't feel like it had enough to say or enough to do to really grasp me the way that some of the other ones did.
It's just a really big trip.
And then she dies.
Right.
and then she becomes the moon, I guess.
Yeah. Life is just one big trip and then you die, apparently.
I guess. Yeah. I do like Mackenzie Davis, so I was kind of disappointed that this is the one that she was in, but I like her a lot. But yeah, it was just like she crash lands, she loses her partner, other astronaut woman, drags her body along, gets really high, and then dies.
Yeah. See, I liked it for all the I don't know. I liked it because it was a good story, and I feel like the music was really good, and the visuals were kind of fun. When that one rock turns into her friend and gets up and starts walking away. I thought that was pretty cool, and the whole how she could see it and talk to Io. So yeah, I mean the whole story is that Io is a machine, and that it's they're studying humanity, I guess. Which if you get a human to jump into your pool, I guess that probably would be mission accomplished. But I don't know. I just thought it was kind of. I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know.
I guess I was left wondering what was I supposed to get out of this one, really? I guess.
Yeah, this one felt the artsiest, but then it also felt like it didn't. I just don't know what the story was trying to be told. So this is where actually not many of these that I just straight up just flat out don't like. I actually like this one quite a bit. So it got kind of hard ranking at this point because it was just well, did it have me at the edge of my seat, or was I just kind of okay, next episode? This was one of those ones I was okay, next episode. So no, I thought it was super cool. A homegirl was taking amphetamine and morphine and all this shit, just trying to get her objective. And the whole thing was whether or not her hallucinations were real. And then, like you said, she assimilates with the
Yeah.
moon? Question mark? Mission success?
Because like it was kind of glowing at the end, so maybe she becomes part of the machine, or helps the machine understand humanity. I guess I'm
Right.
not really sure.
I guess my question is like, what is the machine?
Yeah,
You
Right.
know, like what is its purpose and what?
I mean, she says
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't
very
know.
end, she's like, "What's your function?" And she's like, "To know you, or like to understand you." So it's like, but if you're gonna put a machine to watch humans, why would you put it all the way on Jupiter? Like, should you like put it a little closer, like to Earth?
They look like they live here, this gaseous planet that no one
like,
can
wait.
actually exist on. I think this is where they live.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Let's
We missed
park
about
here.
a few planets. They parked in the back of the Walmart parking lot.
We'll be able to watch them every like 40 hours as we come around Jupiter, and we can see the Earth, and then we'll be stuck again, and then come back around. Like, I don't know. It was kind of interesting, but
It was. I definitely think like this one was probably the most different when it came to
Yeah.
art styles, though, and I appreciate that.
I think it had to have been by the same people. I wonder like which ones are done by the same studios. And it's probably in the credits, but in the first season, there's one
Yeah.
where like this guy like sees all these like prehistoric, like, you know, like where it used to be a desert, like the desert used to be an ocean, and he sees like the ghosts.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it seems like this was the same people, but I don't know.
Very similar, so it
Mhm.
wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought the music was really good. I think maybe of all of them, I think the score stood out the most of like the musical timing and like that. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah, I know this one was made by a Japanese studio, or it was animated by a Japanese studio, Polygon Pictures, and they've done a lot of like video game trailers and stuff like that, mainly like the Japanese ones, like fighting games, like Marvel vs.
Gotcha.
Capcom, stuff like that. They did some Pokemon. They have a lot of stuff under their belt that's kind of, and I get that definitely influenced because it did feel. I don't want to say it felt anime, but it definitely still had like a feeling that felt a little, like you said, a little bit different.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice. Okay, as far as next, this is where the list
Gets
for
more
me starts
positive.
to get harder, except for one, and I think it's probably one that's similar to Brian's. It's Jabaro.
Yeah, I think that Jar's probably my next one as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, I would say, which sucks because animation and art style wise, it is beautiful.
This is the one I was talking about where I was like, is this real?
Yeah, there were some shots where it's like this looks so good, like with like the night shots.
Especially with Homegirl dancing.
I can't. I was like, I can't believe that this is 100% it. Like, what the fuck?
It was.
Some of the shit is ridiculous.
I liked it for that reason. The only thing I didn't like about Jabara was like how jolty, like how the shots were, like very quick shots, and just kind of like a little crazy. But I think it had story wise, I feel like it was the most like good about like giving a message that kind of leaves you asking some questions, and like, and I read up on this one. So Jabaro means like in Puerto Rico, it's like forced people is what it means, but I guess they just like turned that into like a legend of like this, like, this siren of the lake kind of thing.
Yeah, I liked aspects of it. I kind of like the weird, crazy, shaky cam, but it's like the center focus is on their heads and their eyes look insane. Like I kind of like that style because it probably also helped with the animation.
Yeah, maybe.
Like in the sense that being that shaky, it's like you can't really focus that hard on what's real and what's not type of thing. So that also probably helped. This one felt like a weird music video to me at the same time.
It was, yeah. And it was pretty long.
Yeah, it was interesting with how the one soldier, he's deaf, which is
Yeah.
why she doesn't affect him. And then they have like a weird love murder dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she kisses him, and she's like, and then she like hurting him, and then he brutally attacks her, like, and like takes all of her gold.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like the article I read about it, it said like this was like a thing about like, femininity and masculinity, and like the lake itself that it kept on looking at was like a womb, apparently. Like it was like the shape of a womb. And it was just saying like how, this female character like gives herself to this guy, and he just brutally attacks her and like, takes her body,
Steals all
literally
her-
takes her body and
yeah.
like uses it for his own gain.
Yo, she's like a fucking Lego character, or like Sonic with all them coins she got on her.
Just take all the bits.
Yeah.
I'm about to buy 3 new characters with this. Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then when did it? Because like he eventually, something she does to him gives him back his hearing. Was it like kissing her?
I took it as he drank her blood that was
Yeah.
flowing through the
Yeah.
river, and then he gets his hearing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when she is able to get him to do a weird, creepy dance to her with her siren scream, and then he falls to the bottom of the lake and dies.
Yeah, and like he had it coming. I felt bad for her at the end.
I mean, it reminded me of like an interesting take of like, mermaids and stuff like that. Like a different cultural take on the same kind of thing of like the sailors falling for the siren in the ocean. And it's just a mermaid, and the mermaid fucking eats your guts or some shit. It's kind of that same kind of vibe with it. It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was artsy.
Yeah,
I definitely felt like this is something I could have definitely been looking at in art school and having to write a paper about.
Yeah. I just thought her animation when she's doing that first initial dance and like on the water and stuff, I thought that was really cool.
It was super cool. And the lighting and stuff was really interesting. It worked really well.
There are a couple shots, like one in particular where he first enters the water at the top of the waterfall when he first like goes towards her, where I was like, oh, that water didn't look that great when he entered it. It looked a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there was times where I was like, this looks 100% real to me.
I think the ones in particular, like when it looked like at night, like the one of him floating to the bottom, and also the one at night where she's kind of like you know, like grabbing him or like putting her leg around him and stuff. That one looked like a real flashlight, like shining on them. That was really cool. So I don't know. It's
pretty impressive.
Yeah, I'd love to see more movies kind of copy that, you know, that animation style for some more coherent stuff.
Right. Also, because we're here, but it'll also come up when we talk about 3 robots at one point. I don't know if you guys noticed that there's a QR code at the end of the first episode and this one, the last one.
Oh.
And if you do it, it's some fucking NFT bullshit.
Oh, no.
I was so upset because I was just like, oh, I wonder what that is. Yeah, so apparently there's a total of 9 QR codes, not even throughout this. Like, apparently there's some in the real world and on websites, and like you have to go digging for them. And
I think there's 3 in the actual show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I only saw those 2 in the first and last one.
And you can claim them, you can mint them.
Yep, you can mint them or just download them, and I'm just like, I hate this.
This was probably made a couple years ago before NFTs had already plummeted at that point.
NFTs are nonsense and they're stupid. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, that kind of threw me off. I wasn't super excited about that.
Huh.
It was cool, but story-wise, I don't know. I thought it was interesting, but it wasn't enough to like really make me be like, damn, this is like number 1. But animation-wise, like I think they really did a great job visually with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. What's next for you guys? I think we only have 4 left. I know personally for me, Mason's Rats would be next. I don't know what would be you guys though.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
I would say Bad Traveling for me, but we can do Mason's Rats.
All right. So then let's talk about Mason's Rats. This one was just kind of fun.
Yeah.
I mean, gory as hell.
I just really like the lighthearted ones because those are the ones that ranked pretty high on my list. And I think that's one of those where it's just so fucking goofy.
And it finally, for 1 minute, it was what I have always wanted, like animated shows and movies. Like, listen, there's certain animals in the world that are just like bad, okay? And mice and rats are those animals, okay? They follow rats.
They're just trying to survive,
dude,
brother. What you
rats
mean?
don't exist outside of human activity. They're a disease, okay? They follow humans, all right? They follow humans and they feed on the worst of us. Rats, we don't need to make more movies like Ratatouille, okay? Get them out of here. We need more movies like Mason's Rats, except without the last 30 seconds.
Pet rats, if you get a pet rat, they would actually love you more than probably most dogs. Rats are they're really good pets in loving you. They're really awful pets because they more often than not get cancer. Like 80% of the time, a rat will develop cancer and die in a few years.
Oh my God.
That's like a really bad thing that rats always get cancer.
Damn.
But
all right, well,
rats are dope, dude.
I just love the most of this movie where the rats were just getting slaughtered by the machines, and it's like,
and they were doing it in a very
horrible way.
It was
inhumane way.
grotesque. They had that fucking Terminator ass scorpion go in there and just fuck shit up.
Yeah,
I was about to say it was a Roomba with lasers on it. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that was funny. But yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought that the first like little version didn't work, but it was kind of funny how like, you know, they have tools and you're like, whoa, this could be crazy. And then the guy just comes in, he's like, oh yeah, you know, like all these animals are evolving now and they all have like, they're making small tools. It's nothing to worry about. Like, that was kind of funny.
They've got tiny crossbows, man.
That's what I think is interesting to me about this, because it's something that I've just always loved as a kid. Even when I was younger, I used to love like those cat and dog movies where like the cats and dogs are actually like secret agents or some shit. They have all this crazy technology. And it was like watching these animals go very quickly through like the Stone Age and Industrial Revolution and stuff to be able to like, they had like a democracy.
Yeah.
There's like a war table and shit.
Right.
I don't know why. I just think that's super fucking fun.
It
when
was
that
fun.
happens. It's very tropey, and it's happened in like a lot of stuff. Even one of the recent games I played, they do a certain similar thing with that, with some squirrels,
right?
Where the squirrels get like, you know, they become a higher power, higher intelligence kind of situation. I don't know. I just thought that shit was fucking fun.
Rest in peace, his cat though, because it accidentally kills his cat in the beginning.
Oh, that made me sad. Actually, I was like, nah. And he's just like,
was Susan.
I expect a discount. I was like, nah. It's so sad by accident.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. This one was just right up my alley because it was just that kid humor, but made in such a gruesome way.
Yeah. The animation was also really good. I liked it a lot.
Like that one shot where there's like that one wounded rat and just throws it above and just like absolutely like cuts it in half with the fire from the laser cannon. Like that was pretty brutal. And you just had like a pile of rat bodies.
This is the only episode of Rick and Morty I've actually ever watched, which is the episode where they give the dog intelligence and then they take over the world. And that's what I instantly think of when I think of
it's
this.
good.
Yeah, and it kind of ends sweetly because he realized he kills the scorpion. And then he's like, well, okay, you guys can make some good beer, I guess. I don't know what they were making, but something.
It's just piss. You know that's gonna kill him in like
it's just fermented urine.
That's gonna kill him in like 6 hours. There's no way.
Maybe.
A rat made it. You're fucked.
It's nothing but disease. It is liquid disease.
Yeah, no, it was a cute little fun one though.
More Pixar style. Very different human faces. Those are always fun.
Yeah. Now we're down to 3 robots, Bad Traveling, and Night of the Mini Dead. I know personally, I would probably go 3 robots next.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was a sequel. This was like probably the only sequel in Love, Death, and Robots because I think that's how they started off the whole show was these 3 characters, which is kind of funny because like there's like one that's like obviously like a soldier bot. Then there's like the one that's like
a kid's toy
intelligence. Yeah, the kid toy. And then like a library kind of bot or like one that just like knows a lot of stuff and talks like Siri,
Right.
So yeah, I just love the little partnership between them. And they
I
just
love this universe. Like this is why this one goes so high on my list is mostly the writing of this one. I just love the banter between the 3 of them.
It was very good. It reminds me because it's weirdly post-apocalypse where they talk about the humans, but you don't actually see any humans. But then those little quips that they're gonna have talking about like the history. It's very on the nose to the point where they literally name drop Elon Musk.
Right.
Which is like, okay, I see what you're doing here.
Well, between that and they talk about tech millionaires, and she asks, "What's the difference between a regular millionaire and a tech millionaire?" And they're like, "Oh, they just wear hoodies and have crippling social anxiety, and they're utterly not helpful at all."
It's like they're useless, just like a tech millionaire.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes of them just making fun of the world that we're in right now, and
right,
yeah.
But the writing was very smartly done, for sure.
I do like that it's the cats that got to Mars. I thought that was funny. A callback from the intelligent cats of the first volume.
Yeah, once again.
Yeah, that and the journey of the soldier robots wearing multiple different hats. And he's just constantly swapping hats.
Wherever he picks one up. Yeah.
I just love their banter. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. This one was lighthearted, but also did have a meaning. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, has a lot to say.
It's one of those things where it's like making joke of bad situations sometimes the best way to handle these situations. That's definitely what they did here.
Like I could easily see like a almost an anthology of just these 3, like an 8-episode series of these 3 traveling the world and just commentating on how humans fucked it and just seeing different things and stuff.
Yeah,
no, they hit 2 like pretty different areas in the beginning of where it's like they hit like the poor people's apocalypse plan, which is like these are the people that like they were excited for the apocalypse, and now it's like but they also got fucked themselves. And then we go to like these are the rich people's apocalypse plan. They also got fucked themselves. And there's even like an AI that's like this is where it all started, and the AI is like fuck you, human.
Disgusting meat bag. Yeah. I love that one in the bunker of like the government bunker where it's like, oh, they went to extreme democracy of like eating each other and they all put their names in the hat and all of them were like, Steve, fuck you, Steve. Like, it's all like one guy.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
No, I thought it was a lot of fun.
It's always funny to me how, too, the soldier robot is probably like the most compassionate one. Like,
right.
Like he's the most like, oh, come on, I hope some of the humans made it. And the little toy robot's like, I don't care at all. Like,
I'm just having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, but 3 Robots is definitely like sums up Love, Death, and Robots the best of any of the shows.
I could see that's why they came back to it. It's pretty cool. All right, down to the last 2. Bad Traveling and Night of the Mini Dead. I would go Bad Traveling. What do you guys?
I go Bad Traveling as well. Since y'all already fucked up my whole list.
Let's do Bad Traveling. For me, it was probably my favorite, but
I knew it was gonna be Devin's favorite.
Yeah, because I just thought it was the best story. Like I thought it was the best like. It had like the biggest twist I thought of any of the stories. It had a really good twist.
That's fair
at the end, and because like the whole time the main character, you don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy. You don't know if he's like scheming the crew or if he's trying to do the right thing. Eventually, you find out he's doing the right thing, but like the whole time, I'm like, this guy's so shady. Like I can't really read him, and I think that was a fun part of it. But I just thought like the writing was really good about like the whole part with like step to your right, and he like shoots both of them at once.
That was cool.
And, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so I don't know. I thought it was
Voiced by Troy Baker, by the way, from
Yes.
many a video
From
game.
everything. Troy Baker gets
Yeah.
all of the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't as jazzed about this one when I first started because I was like, I don't like their faces.
Yes.
You clearly went with a
Mhm.
choice, but it's kind of grossing me out. But by the end, I was.
What's funny to me is y'all probably don't know this game. It was kind of an indie-ish game, but it got like a lot of success. Called Return to Obra Dinn. And it seems to be based kind of around the same time period with the same kind of art style too, where it's like limited color. The faces are kind of ugly. But it's basically about like a East Indian Company merchant ship that's gone missing. And then when it comes back, you're trying to figure out how all these people died and what was kind of happening on that ship. It's like a puzzle mystery game. And it's kind of did a lot of the same stuff where it's kind of like, if anyone ends up finding this ship after all this, kind of like, what the fuck happened here?
Right.
And it's kind of like almost explained, well, this is what the fuck happened here.
That's kind of cool.
So that's why I was like, instantly like, okay, I know this. I'm familiar with this kind of story. And maybe that made me a little bit less, because it wasn't new to me. It made me feel a little bit less jazzed about this one. It was strong, like strong acting and strong like stuff happened in it for sure.
I thought the animation was fucking amazing.
Yeah, animation's really good. Visually, hated the faces. I hate that flat nose,
It's
far apart eye. There's a lot of stuff that's done. So I guess it's with the Avatar look is what you can call it now. But there's definitely stuff that's done it before then. I hate that. I don't know why. I just fucking can't stand it.
I think I like this one a little more because it's so not as uncanny because they have such weird faces. That
everyone's very elongated. Everyone's very tall.
Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they do that on purpose to kind of not do Uncanny Valley? Like,
probably.
I still hate it, but but yeah, it's one of those things where you have two choices. You make it really fucking weird looking, or you make it too fucking realistic, and both are kind of two sides of the same coin. Of like, oh, that looked gross.
Yeah. Speaking of gross, that big crab thing is real gross with its babies as well. Oh my god!
Once again, dude, every single thing in this is about the Rachni. Everybody stole from Mass Effect. They even did the thing where she talked through the fucking human. And
that
I was
was
like,
that was gross.
I've seen this before.
That was so bad.
That was real gross.
Yeah, that was real. That was tough to see. I mean, that's the thing. I think maybe this one was so high for me because it's kind of hard to forget. Because like it was kind of hard to unsee.
Sure.
It was also one of the ones that weirdly ended like happily in a way, in the sense that like he gets away, you would imagine, and he kills the monster, and like that's how it. I was like waiting for a twist, like there's another monster that's gonna eat his boat or some shit, you know?
Right. Usually these don't end in a good way.
But shit, like how would anybody sail on the ocean if you can just have a death crab just like run up on your ship at any moment? Like holy hell, that was terrible. Yet it did end really well for how it was going, because like I kind of thought that he was gonna say, I thought it was gonna go the other way. So I thought it was gonna be that he wanted to save himself, and that the crew had voted to save the island, Faden Island, and that he was going to kill everybody and then feed him, feed the monster and just get away. But it was the opposite. Like he knew that all of
everybody
them voted.
Only cared about themselves.
I did like that twist. I did like that.
That was such a good twist, because then the whole time he knew that like they were all
everyone
out
was
for themselves.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the show?
That last guy,
Black Sails.
No.
I've only seen a few episodes of it, but it's mild spoilers for Black Sails for people. It's about Devin would probably like it. It's very like historical based. Like it's not like
pirates.
Yeah, it's not like fantasy. It's like actually supposed to be based around real people that existed. But there's like a voting thing like that where like one guy basically lies and says like, yeah, everybody voted this way. And everybody's like, oh, thank God. And then he comes back and he looks around and he's like, nobody voted for that. This is blank. Like all these people fucking suck. But we got to make sure that the morale's still high. So that's why we did this.
Right.
So that was kind of one of those things. I was like, oh shit, like that's funny.
Yeah.
Good leadership, except for you kill everybody.
Right.
Yeah. He was just lucky he got that gun, man.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The one with the gun wins. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Right?
I also found it weird because like they can't hear him having the conversations with the crab. There's a big ass hole and they're looking down it. They can't hear him talking to the crab and knowing the plan.
I'm gonna make sure I feed them to you. What's going on down there, Jeff? Nothing. I'm gonna feed them to you.
You just can't kill me. I'm the only one you can't kill.
Right.
Like here's the deal. I'll feed Gerald over there. What'd you say? I heard my name. Nothing. No, we're not talking about you.
But at the end, I was like, you better row that damn boat, bro. You better row with
my God,
all your
get away
might.
as fast as you can.
So this one is interesting to me because like outside of everything else is kind of mostly based in sci-fi, and I guess this can still be science fiction when it comes down to it's a giant crab, but it's like not based heavily in like technology and like power forward of like we're in the future. It's like this feels like this could be 1800s or this could be today. I don't really know. It may be one of those like Star Wars things where it's like the poor people are still back to, living in squalor as
Right.
if they live in the fucking 13th century,
Mhm.
despite us having spaceships. So that was interesting to me.
This is again where most of this volume was death rather than love or
Yes,
robots.
there
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also directed by David Fincher, who is also a producer of this the whole series and stuff, but he actually directed this one, which is cool.
Yeah. I thought it was cool. It felt to me like, like those old sea shanty kind of stories of like horrible things that happen at sea, right? Like it just kind of felt like fit right in with something like that. I just love that twist so much of like, you all voted X, and he just like pushes that guy in there. It's like, and he goes down there and lights it on fire, gets out like, whew, the whole time just didn't know which way he was going to go. So
also, what a dumb crab that got stuck in a hole.
Yeah.
I mean, have you seen crabs?
It's like you couldn't just punch your way out. Come on.
Also, like, why wouldn't it, like, if it was trying to go to the island, why? I don't know. I had one question about that. Now I can't think. All right, cool. No.
Devin got that crab brain.
Yeah, that crab brain.
I got that crab brain.
No, apparently most evolutions go towards crab. Apparently, a lot of crustaceans end up evolving into crab as opposed to other things, and that's like a big thing. So we'll all be crabs at some point.
Right.
Yeah. Lobsters are actually really bad because that tail makes a big old target, but crabs, no tail. We can go sideways.
No tail and sideways.
Can't get me.
Still eat them though.
Yeah.
Fuck you, nerds. Yeah. I should like this more because I like Fight Club a whole lot. It's one of my favorite movies, but it didn't hit the same. David Fincher directed that as well.
Yeah. All right, last one, which is my personal favorite.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Night of the Mini Dead.
Yeah.
This one had 100% South Park energy to me. Like, I wouldn't have been surprised if it was those guys that did this.
Yeah. I think of Love, Death, and Robots. It was definitely like a perfect Love, Death, and Robots episode,
It was just, yeah. I was honestly, like, I loved it, but I was slightly disappointed in the sense that when it first started, I thought the entire thing would be that one static shot and all of the action would happen at that church. And then when it moved on, I was like, oh, damn it. But it was like, even after that, it was so much fun, though.
Yeah, I love the little just like noises and stuff. Everybody, I wonder how they did this. Do you think it was animated or was it like stop motion or something?
I had to be animated, but I think they definitely wanted to do a stop motion kind of effect.
Yeah.
Because that would have been fucking hard. That was a lot of stuff on the screen sometimes.
Yeah. But the shot of like LA and stuff with the cars and traffic, it looked so good. Like the lighting was so good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
I love that moment where there's like they get to a temple and then you see these monks like kicking ass at the top of it though.
Yeah, the Shaolin monks are just doing their drills and then the zombies come up.
I was like, that
Those
was
hordes
awesome.
grew really fast, really quick. Like it went from like 2 zombies to like 30 to like
30. They started getting big ones and stuff. And I was like, oh shit. There's that whole like they did the normal like slasher film kind of thing where it's like, oh, you got the teens, they're fucking and whatever. And then all the zombies pop out of the. It's so funny.
That and then like they get to like they get irradiated, so they're like giant zombies now.
Like shooting fire out of their mouths. Like
that's exactly what happened. We would not handle a zombie apocalypse well at all. We've proven that the past 2 years that there's no way we can handle any other sort of pandemic that's scarier than this one. So if we had a zombie apocalypse, we would fold instantly. I don't care how many fucking guns we got, dude. We're done for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'd be so screwed.
I was wondering during this one was like, are any of the like the mini shot, because like it would just go shot to shot. Like, were any of these like from a zombie movie or something? Like, like the bus that blows up or like the
right. There might be some like Easter eggs in there.
Yeah, like I thought there might have been. I don't know.
I didn't even think about that.
Trying to think off the top of my head. The bus was very much like a what was that? It's not Night of the Living Dead. The one that Zack Snyder remade, they get into like a kill bus at one point.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, that might be like a nod to
Day of the Dead, I think. Dawn of the Dead.
Thing. Dawn of the Dead, yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's like stuff like that. At one point, you actually hear some dialogue, even though it's like super squeaky, where a dude's like, shoot him in the dick.
You might be right, Devin. This says stop motion.
That's
incredible if that's the case. I can't imagine it's entire like fully stop motion. Like I would imagine
stop motion diorama-esque short. And
wow,
holy shit!
I was like, maybe they wanted to make. If they did that all stop.
There's a reason it's only 6 minutes long.
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say.
Patrick Osborne is only known for a few short films, and he got his degree in computer animation. So I assume he would stick to computer animation and not fucking doing stop motion after all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it looked great though.
Yeah, because like every shot was like a little thing. I wonder how they did the shots with the cars going, because they're like going through traffic and stuff. I wonder how they did that.
It was just it was nice and short, real fun.
Mm-hmm.
Ends with a big fart.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I don't know. There's something about with all of these that like, yeah, I do love interesting, cool new storytelling and stuff like that. but the ones that really gripped me were just the really goofy ones. I don't know, something about the lightheartedness of them just kind of made it feel better for me personally.
I definitely, this one was very unexpected. And I really enjoyed it.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I think of the 3 seasons, it's probably the I don't know. I think season 2 really didn't have much that grabbed me, but
I feel
I think
the same.
Snow in the Desert in season 2 was amazing. But I think season 1 is definitely still the best.
Season 1 is rated lower than season 2. Season 2.
That's crazy.
Oh,
But
really?
I mean, I think it's just one of those things where they can just keep making seasons, and there's no time limit on it because it's like you can always tell a new story. So it's just kind of a fun place to jump into it and then jump out.
Yeah, and it gives like people like these animators a chance to just show something, and they don't have to like be tied down to doing like a 12 episode project. It's just like just do a 6-minute short, and that's it.
Yeah, like I said, some of these people are like big heavy hitter animators and directors and stuff like that have been able to make this, but also like for Night of the Many Dead. I looked up this guy's stuff, and it's like, yeah, he's worked on films and stuff, not solo. Like he worked on Bolt and Wreck-It Ralph as an animator, but like this is like one of his few things he's actually directed, been a creative director for and stuff like that. Like that's super cool. Like for him to get able to just like, I'm doing my own thing for this. Just seeing cool talent that might get squandered, and big budget AAA. You got to work on a team of 300 people in order to get this done, kind of stuff.
Absolutely,
very cool. I'm glad I caught up on all of these. There were a lot of fun ones I enjoyed.
Yeah, definitely.
Easy watch.
I look forward to what they do next. I mean, this one just came out, so there'll be like probably a year or something before we get another season. But definitely one of my favorite things on Netflix. So
they need to bring back more love, though. I will say.
Yeah, we've had a lot of death. Maybe a few more robots, but we gotta get some more love.
Get over the spiders, yeah.
Yeah, no more spiders.
We did have Rosario Dawson and the dude from Station 19. They had a little bit of love, and that was gross.
That's
but then
true.
also it was immediately followed by death.
No robots, unless you count them as biological robots. But
love, death, and insects.
Yeah.
No arachnids in season 2. All right, no.
Yes,
no,
please.
Nobody's allowed to do arachnids in season 4. I'm sorry, no arachnids allowed.
All right. With that, shall we move on to our next and final segment of the week, guys?
Let's do it.
Which we like to call Free for All, title pending. This is a segment, listeners, where we can kind of do whatever we want. We can rant, we can recommend something, we can talk about our day in life, whatever we want to. It is free for all. Who would like to go first?
I can go first, actually. I was looking up really quick to make sure that I have the right movie I'm thinking of. I've been doing a thing where I've been trying to watch a new movie every week. I have not done one for this week, I'll be completely honest with you, so I have to find something to watch today. But a couple weeks ago, before I started playing some of the games I was playing, I watched Run, which was a movie that came out that stars Sarah Paulson and Keira Allen. And it's a thriller. It's like a little bit, not psychological thriller, but it's like a thriller. Basically, it's like a psychological thriller. It stars Keira Allen as Chloe Sherman, who is a disabled homeschool teenager who begins to suspect that her mother, Diane, is keeping a dark secret about her. It's pretty fucking good. I wasn't expecting... Thrillers are hard for me because usually they're just so easy to read. And this one's not very hard to read either. But there's just something about like the directing and the acting, of course, is weird. Sarah Paulson's really good at being a weird-ass white lady. She plays that role very, very well. The little girl that her daughter is, she does great as well. I haven't personally seen her in other things before, but she just did really well. It came out in 2020, so it might have been an unfortunate movie that just didn't get a lot of, like, I don't know, maybe a lot of people didn't get to see it just based on things. It came out in October of 2020. But I saw a clip about it on Instagram, and when I saw what the fuck happened in that clip, I don't want to give too many spoilers about it. I was like, nope, I gotta watch this shit immediately. Where can I find this? It was great. Oh, it was released on Netflix, so it's a Netflix movie. I didn't know that.
Oh, wow.
I watched it on Hulu.
Oh, that's weird.
It's called Run.
It's released internationally on Netflix. Yeah, Run. It's just Run. Sarah Paulson's in it. I would highly recommend. I think I got decent reviews on like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that. I got like an 88%. Pretty short watch. I think it's only an hour and a half. Yeah, 89 minutes on Hulu. It's got a twist. It's got a twist that I don't know if this you're going to expect in it. There's one that you definitely do expect pretty early. And they definitely
I won't expect it or respect it, Brian.
You might respect it. You won't expect it.
That's cool.
No, it's very good. I would definitely highly recommend for anyone that likes a little bit of that kind of like freak out stuff.
Interesting.
Might have to check that out.
Boom.
I can go next. A couple things real quick. I finally caught up in anticipation of season 3 of The Boys. I finally watched both of the seasons, that actual show. And I also ended up watching that diabolical little animated anthology series they put out in like it's like only like an hour and a half or whatever.
I haven't even watched that, so
I'm good and caught up now. I'm excited. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm glad I finally watched it. It's like pretty right up my alley. I'm surprised it took me this long.
so am I. I'm so mad that's a good. Like, I'm glad you finally watched it. Though.
Yeah, I like it. I definitely think there's interesting aspects to it. I won't no spoilers or anything like that, but the show is pretty brutal at times, but it's also very funny. Yeah, I'm just excited to get to season 3 at this point now, which is coming out very soon. Actually.
Right next month.
It's going to be crazy. I need to like remember some of the stuff that happened in season 2 because it's been a while. But yeah, I'm excited for season 3. And that's the thing. If you watched that or Invincible, there were some things in Doctor Strange that like wouldn't have shocked you because you're like you've seen it before.
That's what I'm trying to get Oscar to watch next is Invincible because I definitely think that's also up his alley.
Mm-hmm.
It's gory. It's gory.
Yeah. I have heard.
but it's good. It's got that same kind of subvert your expectations of what you think about superheroes kind of energy. That's why I wanted you to watch The Boys so bad because I think it has a lot of interesting things to say about that kind of aspect. We already think there was going to be Captain America and be the best person ever, and no one thinks about how having a lot of power might make you a piece of shit.
Right? Yeah.
Turns out more often than not it does. There's a reason. We have history that shows
everyone's just a total asshole.
Yeah, so I'm interested to see where that show goes in the next season.
Yeah, I also do wonder if like, do they have a roadmap as to when this will end or how they'll end it? Because like I already know that they've deviated somewhat from this comic source material in some ways, so I do wonder if they're gonna go that way.
That's my biggest worry is they're gonna know when / how to end the show. We're just going to be this for 18 seasons.
Oh, yeah, I hope not.
It was based on a graphic novel, wasn't it?
Please.
So I think that there should be a clear end goal in sight. I thought The Boys was based off a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Or something.
I was about to say. And it's not it's pretty long, actually. I was like, it's not terribly long, the graphic novel. No, it's pretty long. It lasted for about 6 years. So they definitely could.
I think I heard something about the Homelander actor like got arrested or something in Europe.
Is he having issues?
Oh, no.
Is he having an Ezra Miller?
Oh, no.
He got arrested for allegedly assaulting a chef.
Oh,
so,
cook that steak well done and put ketchup on it.
He went full Homelander on him.
Okay, wait, yeah. Anthony Starr, best known as Homelander on The Boys, was arrested in Alicante, Spain earlier this week for allegedly assaulting a young chef at a pub while he was drunk.
Oh, no.
So,
no.
But hey, that just means he's method acting, I guess, right?
Oh, God damn it. Why can't people just not be idiots?
I like how they're saying it's a chef. Like, did the chef work at the bar or was he? I don't know.
You can still.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
it wasn't well done. I said well done, not medium rare.
Where's my ketchup?
He's like, sir, this is an Applebee's. I'm not that. What do you want from me?
Ezra and Anthony Starr walk into a bar. We need to make a joke for that.
I know, right?
Everyone got assaulted.
They just beat everyone up.
The police followed immediately,
and then they both tried to sell NFTs afterwards.
Yeah, it's a karaoke dive dinner bar, and it's just a horrible combination for the patrons, for the employees, for everybody.
That and one other thing, real quick. I saw Top Gun Maverick this weekend, which I'm not gonna lie, I fucking enjoyed the hell out of this movie, and this is from someone who doesn't really give a shit about the original Top Gun, so I don't really have any nostalgia attachment to it, really.
The original movie sucks. It is pure just... It's solely there to be a gay anthem, which is so funny because I don't know if that's what it was supposed to be.
I don't think so.
The guy is definitely
that is a gay ass movie, and I hope that it's been adapted.
I'm pretty sure Iceman and Maverick do just want to have sex with each other. Yes.
Even that fucking song, that song is like a gay anthem during the volleyball scene. There's barely any actual dog fighting. It's just a training ground. A little bit, a dude dies, they get shirtless and oily, and that's I'm telling you.
Which is why I think like the sequel. Man, they really hit it out of the park with this one in terms of acknowledging the source and then also like actually doing something interesting with the story aspect. And I was at the edge of my seat for most of this, and I was like, and this is now probably turned into my summer movie more than Doctor Strange has. That's like
wild.
Ooh. Yeah, I really fucking enjoyed this. And it was also nice to see more practical stuff and not be super CG filled in the screen. And like again, Tom Cruise is probably like one of the last like actual movie stars on the planet that like his name draws your attention. Like can't think of anyone else that really happens to anymore.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, man, I was like, this is a really solid fucking movie. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And so like I would say like even if you don't like the first Top Gun, I think there's still something in this for you to enjoy because it is like it's just really well done. Yeah.
I heard they were
Yeah, that's
paying like
cool.
the Air Force. We talked about this a little bit off air, Oscar, about how they pay the Air Force like $12,000 an hour or some shit
Yeah.
to be able to use the planes and stuff.
Yeah.
For those, of course.
Crazy.
And they also they did not let Tom Cruise fly one. He wanted to so badly. And they were like, no.
Tom Cruise is on that Snoop Dogg energy now where he's just trying to do side quests. Man's out here just he's just trying to get, knock off some bucket list shit before he dies. And that's about it.
Yeah, he's trying to get all the stuff, all the side quests.
I'm disappointed that it's not a gay anthem anymore. That's a little sad, but at least it sounds like it's an actually good movie. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very good. Very good.
I can just go real quick for mine. And I know we're going to talk about this later, but this past, Friday, I watched the first 2 parts of Obi-Wan on Disney Plus.
Slight spoilers for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So just skip this if you don't want to hear any of it.
I think by the end of it, it might be my favorite definitely my favorite Star Wars show on Disney Plus, but like maybe even just, I don't know. I just loved it so much, like so far. And it's such the plot is so like, of course this would happen. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
it's just so perfect, like the way that it's been set up and like what what the story is. So
I'm mad at myself that I didn't like. No one called this. Like I can't believe it stared us in the face the whole time.
I know.
And
Yeah.
I was still surprised.
So beautiful. Like I'm just whoever thought it had to be Dave Filoni. I think that thought of this plot, but like hats off to whoever did because like just it's perfect. And like I'm just so excited to see where else it goes. Is it only 6 episodes?
6. Yeah.
That seems so short since we already got 2.
We got 4 left.
All right.
I'm only gonna get 6. But yeah, but Ewan McGregor is the best. Like he's so good as Obi-Wan. So I don't know. I think this is the first time I've been like very excited and invested in a show for a long time. Because usually I just watch shows of like, yeah, I'll watch this, but it's like, oh man, I cannot wait for next week.
Right.
So
Totally. This feels the most like. So I've watched 1.5 episodes. I fell asleep on the second one because it was late when I decided to watch it. So I was sleepy. I'm an old man these days. But yeah, it's tonally the most kind of Star Wars I think that I like personally. Like it's the one that kind of fits the best for me. That being the age that we are, the prequels were the ones I actually got to see in the theaters, and this felt kind of closest to that compared to what we've been seeing with the sequels and Mandalorian. It's its own kind of vibe to it, and this just feels right to me. I don't know a better way to explain it. So yeah, I was excited about this when it was announced and seeing what I've seen so far. I know there's a lot of discourse right now around the Sith character, the black woman. I don't know her name at this point. Reva. Some people are saying that she's overacting. It does feel very obvious where they're trying to take her character, the way that every time she says something, someone takes her aside and goes, "You're too rash. You're doing too much. You need to calm down." I was like, okay, we get it. But also like that kind of feels weird to me because usually they're like, yes, feed into the hate, do it, yes, and they're like, you need to calm down, get your emotions in check. I thought the reason I joined you motherfuckers is so I can show some emotion. I'm emotional right now. Fuck that idiot. I hate Obi-Wan. So yeah, I'm interested to see. I think she's a cool character. It's funny that she's not super British compared to like I feel like everyone else because it feels like racism. Being in the Sith.
Right.
So it's interesting to her not being that kind of same, like, oh, I'm better than you, Aryan race kind of vibe to her. I love angry characters. I love angry green. Just like, I feel like I'm better than everyone else. They have a lot of talent, but then they're not like very well refined. I love that character, like archetype of that. So I think that I would like your character a lot going forward.
Yeah, because I'll say like, she is kind of one note for me personally right now. So I can see the criticisms that it seems like maybe she's not the best actor in the world, but I'm hoping in the next 4 episodes that they give her more to do.
I'm just hoping it's not so painfully tropey to the point where I'm just gonna like slap my fucking forehead of like, she's gonna learn to love and not be so. Which I'm sure they'll do something like that, but hopefully they'll just do it tastefully enough that it won't feel bad.
Yeah. I just love how every scene where they tell her to do something, she immediately does not, like, she just turns around and does whatever she wants. Like, I love it.
Me.
You need to go over there. Like, we're going to go handle Obi-Wan. She's like, yeah, okay, no. Like, yeah. Goes around the corner, immediately goes and chases.
She's me when it comes to authority. I don't do well with authority. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, the opening scene did not at all go how I thought it was going to go. I thought that opening shot was going to be way different. and I guess I'm glad they didn't do what I thought they were gonna do. But like, holy shit, I thought that scene was gonna be. I thought that was gonna end.
You thought you were gonna cut some Anakin eyes. And
I thought somebody was gonna come into that door instead of a couple people going out of that door.
Yeah, that's fair. But did get to see a little bit of lightsaber play, and it looks closer to what I know and love, and not that stupid swinging a baseball bat shit that we saw in the sequels.
Oh god,
so that made me happy. I was happy to see that.
Yeah,
real choreography.
Cool. Yeah, I thought the choreography was good. I did not think the actual shot itself looked very good. Like the set
was pretty.
Like,
it looked kind of like talking about Lego Star Wars. Kind of looked like they took it from that and they just green screened it in the Lego Star Wars.
That is, I think, also like, and we'll definitely talk about this when we actually talk about it. Is like, I still kind of wish this was a movie just based off budget,
right?
Because let's face it, Disney puts a lot of money into these, but they don't put movie money into these still. Yeah. So there are some things that are not going to look the best.
That's one of the things about I hate about being older is now that I start to understand about things like how money affects art. And it's one of those situations where, sometimes you budget a little bit lower in the early episodes for the purpose of doing that one big shot. Sometimes the whole story is affected because of that. The story takes a little bit longer, so you can have the best parts of the story in that one part where you get like, those millions of dollars to really put into that episode. And it's like, damn it, dude. I wish money didn't matter so we could just make this good, consistently amazing from start to finish without having to worry about that kind of stuff. But, there's dudes in suits that make a lot more money to make these decisions. So,
right. We'll see, though. With that is the end of the show, listeners. You can email us at thefortressof@gmail.com, Fortress spelled F-O-U-R. Feel free to email us any feedback, recommendations, or anything like that. Also follow us on Twitter and Instagram and the YouTube channel at The Fortress of. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your grandma, tell your cat. Go watch Obi-Wan and go see Top Gun.
It currently has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes, 99% audience score. So this will definitely be the movie of 2022, it sounds like. Which is so left field. I did not expect that anyway.
Me either.
What the fuck? Anyway.
Yeah, man.
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at ITZ_by-the-way. That's It's By The Way. Or twitch.tv/bythewayx. It's your boy, Lil Dick Dan.
As he's known in the streets.
As I know in the streets.
Yeah, you don't want to follow me on Instagram, so. Or anything.
Sometimes Devin posts on Snapchat once a year when he's really drunk, and that's about it.
Look at this cool city I'm in.
It'll be the worst Snapchat you ever seen before in your life. It'll be shaky, dark.
It's shaky.
He's screaming.
Half of it's pointed at the ground.
I've been getting like those memories now of like us. Like I feel like it came up recently where it's like, hey, like 6 years ago today, like when we were in, or was it 6? I don't know. Like when we were in Atlanta or whatever. And it's like just a horrible Snapchat. I always think about sending them to you guys.
You should. I'll be actually curious to see
I mean, I will. It's going to be really funny. Like 10 years
really
ago
funny.
today, it's going to be like, oh, God.
You were stealing a traffic cone and putting it into the back of your car. If cops are watching or reading or listening or doing whatever, that's a joke.
It's all a joke.
The statute of limitations is actually passed, so you can't even convict.
Yeah, you can't. Cannot be traced back to me.
All right. That's it, everyone. Thank you, Brian, for the art. Thank you, Alex, for the music. Devin, thank you for being here as usual. And Jackie, thank you for helping edit the podcast every week. Happy holidays, everyone. And put a coat on. It's cold out there.
It's like 95 degrees here, and I am burning the fuck up right now.
Warm. It's real warm. We'll see you all here again next week in another episode of The Fortress of...